1, the penultimate round. And it's April 28th. It's Tuesday, probably. Might be Wednesday. I don't know. I think it's Tuesday. Trying to figure out whether it's Tuesday. Picked up the garbage today. Let's see. Yeah, Tuesday sounds right. We'll go with Tuesday. Go me. Go Ben. Let me refresh. It's Tuesday. Hooray. It's not Catil's Day. So it's about 95% or more that with 2 rounds to go, the final 4 players will be the players who are in the top 4 now. The only way that wouldn't be is if Hikaru loses his last 2 matches without going to Armageddon, and either Nepomniachtchi or MVL win both matches without going to overtime, then one of them would get 11 and Hikaru would stay on 10. Seems pretty unlikely. So today, Fallujah's playing Giri, which doesn't have any effect on the standings for top 4. It will determine, probably who comes in 7th and who comes in 8th. And then Nepomniachtchi is playing Carlsen. So it's extremely likely the final 4 has already been determined. The tournament has an unusual format. After the round robin is over on Thursday, the 30th, then on May 1st, they start knockout matches with the remaining 4 players, which look like to be, Fabian, Hikaru, Magnus, and Ding. So that seems pretty likely. What's that? I'm streaming? Yeah, I'm streaming. Yeah. And so on. Mainly, and so on. Let's see. Giri's on a hot streak. That is correct. Yeah. So I guess one is Armageddon. It's a word you made several spelling mistakes in, I guess. It's Karen. Armageddon is when the matches are tied at 2, and they play a final game, and black has draw odds, and white gets an extra minute. Yeah. Yeah, Rook C5 was an interesting move. I think that was too much. Surprised the crowd didn't try to win, but all right. And so forth. Yeah. All right. The usual jokes. Now we got 4 minutes to the round. Plenty of time for a train. Another train. Yeah, it is early. So I was talking to Kieran about 5 minutes ago, and I was suggesting that tournament that we had on Saturday, that we have that weekly, and we changed the format. I was thinking making it 10-minute instead of 10-2. Karen was thinking that also. And I was thinking of having 4 sections instead of 3 and making the top section very strong, like 2,100 and over. Get some GMs and IMs in, make the top section have more prizes. And we just have to pray that you guys donate, because if you don't, then we're going to be spending, $500 and doing a lot of work. So I'll talk to Karen about that some more. I'd like to make it a weekly thing, because I think if we change the format slightly and do it weekly and raise the prize funds and make the open section stronger and add another section at the bottom, we can get 1,000 players. And I think we can get GMs and IMs also. So that would be nice. Yeah. Can you explain why white gets more time? Because black gets draw odds. So if the game's a draw, black wins. So both sides have sort of that advantage. Yeah. Who's my pick to win today? Magnus and Giri. Those are my 2 picks. 999 centidues, starting the scam train. Thanks, VTG978. My favorite donation, 999. The cheaters get kicked out, and that's what happens. And if you didn't cheat, and I think you did, you still get kicked out. Yeah, harsh. So it's risky playing at my tournament. I can just kick you out. So What about a blitz tournament? That is a blitz tournament. It's 10 minute. You think he will beat Ali Reza? I do. That is correct. Current score. Come on, Mubot. Yeah. This says current score. The current score is still wrong. It says Caruana Nakamura 1.5. Caruana wins Armageddon. I mean, it would be 2-2 and Caruana wins Armageddon. So even yesterday, Mubot is wrong. Codex A squared subscribed. We need one more sub or 100 centidues. That's right. Some of the cheaters didn't get caught, and some of the people I thought cheating may not have cheated. I don't know. We do the best we can. You know, if you're playing 95 every game, and before the tournament you played 50 every game, and your rating's 1,300, that's a bit suspicious. It's a little suspicious. And by a little, you're out. Yeah. I mean, the bad cheaters get caught. The good cheaters, you guys are pretty good at cheating. The bad cheaters, they're not as good. Yeah. All right, we have very few viewers and so forth. Yeah, if you donate a sub or give 100 centidues, the train will start. All you need is $1 to get the train started. Go, Ben. All right, the round starts in 1 minute, confusing the audience. If you get beaten 10 moves by a 1200, that's not because they were using an engine. That's a you problem. Engines don't beat humans in 10 moves. When you lose in 10 moves, that's because of you. And so forth. Bad methodology. It's a great methodology. Yeah. No, you never play good. It's never happened. Should Black resign? Probably. Somebody's got to resign. All right, we got this game. We got this game. Yeah. Winning. Man, nobody will give $1 to get the train going. Harsh. All right, the truth hurts. Matt Larson plays 95% every game. Good. He better. Otherwise, I'll have to give him his money back. Let's see. I do randomly ban people too, but that's different. That's a different story. Hello. Yay, 300 people. 500, go train. Born in Oz. Morovsky almost beat you to it, but not quite. More Perrier? Here you go. All right, it's after 10. It's the palindrome 10:01, but the games haven't started. Frankly, terrible. Or the games have started, but they're not making moves on my board. I don't know. 35 cents. I'd make a great prez. I would. They have not started. Terrible. Perrier was in troubled water? Good. I like when Perrier is in documentaries. That's important. I like in the press conference yesterday. I didn't watch it. I was probably here. I was probably asleep, actually. I'm definitely asleep during that. Somebody asked Trump about people taking more, drinking, bleach or whatever. And he said, I don't know why they would do that. Oh, man. Yeah, Trump's funnier than SNL. We don't need SNL with Trump. Okay, E4C5. Nepomniachtchi plays the Najdorf, right? I think he plays the Najdorf. Yeah, that sounds like him. Sand Untrail has subscribed. Good. Theory so far. He played Bishop C4 again? Wow. That's the second time he's played that. Wow, he really wants to face knight takes E4. Come on, Nepo, take that pawn. Don't be a little bitch. Take it. Geo Russ, 100 centidues. Tall Baron's career. Talk about an oxymoron. Man. Tall Baron didn't have a career before he cheated, so it doesn't matter. Okay, what is this? Hikaru playing black? Bishop B4. It's Giri playing black. Good. All right. And also, Ali Reza plays this with black too. So maybe all the games will be this position. Maybe. Yay. He took. Wow. So I thought the idea was to play bishop takes f7. But he played queen h5. Wow. All right. So e6 is forced, I guess. Is this me playing 1 minute? What's going on here? All right. So he has to play e6. Okay. Then the engine says bishop b5 check. Wow, the engine gives some crazy line where it says black's better. But it's a crazy line. What? Bishop? It says like bishop b5 check, something here, knight e6. Magnus is thinking after e6. That's strange. All right. So Magnus is inventing new theory on move 4. Dr. Chess Gremlin subscribed. I'm not schmoopy, you're schmoopy. All right. E3 is a very unusual move in this position. Normally they take or play queen a4 check or bishop g5. E3, bishop d2. Yeah, he does this also. Yeah. And then they play bishop d3 and knight e5 and f4. All right, this is also a line. So Magnus is thinking after e6, but but e6 is the only move. I mean, he should have analyzed any other move. What other move is he analyzing? I play e6. I'm very confused. I'm not confused that Magnus is playing this, although I am. I'm confused as to after e6 what he's thinking. Like he must have prepared a lot more than, because he's playing this weird move he made up. All right, that was odd. Okay, and then bishop b7. So this is completely normal, this game, and the other game is completely not normal. Knight b5? All right, now it's not normal. Knight b5. That's interesting. Trading off the dark squared bishops. If bishop d6, he can take it. Huh. That's a cool move. And I never saw anything like this. I guess that's the point of rook c1. See, White would like to trade this bishop since that bishop's not good. And this bishop has a nice home on d6. And this sort of takes care of both of them. So that's a pretty cool move from Ali Reza. Yeah, because who wants this bishop? Yeah, who needs the quickie mark? Not saying White's better. I just thought that was a really cool move. And Magnus is going to lose on time on move 6. What's going on here? So the most likely scenario today is Magnus loses the match on purpose, hoping Nepomniachtchi wins his next match, Hikaru loses his next 2, and Hikaru doesn't make the finals. That's the most likely, except for one thing. Thanks for the brownie ice cream with ice cream. Thanks for the gifting a sub. Yeah. Yeah. Now, what's funny is there's so many people in the chat. Probably some of you are tournament bridge players or have played bridge. Probably like 10 of you based on how many are in the chat. And at the very highest levels, which I'm not at, occasionally they have these matches, and if a team's already qualified, they'll lose on purpose if it thinks it helps them later. Which, like the scenario that I told you, where this could happen tomorrow. I mean, they wouldn't do it, but in bridge it's like allowed, and people are getting mad. They're like changing the rules. But it used to be if you had these kind of events, like you have 8 teams and then the 4 go on. Well, tomorrow, I mean, on the last round, it's possible it's been determined who's going to come in first or second, but it's not determined who's coming in like third or fourth. And if you're one of the first or second people, you might be like, oh, I want that guy to get in because he's no good. And then if you lose on purpose, that might help somebody else or him, and you're already in. So that could actually happen in this tournament, except that's extremely unethical. But in bridge, that was commonplace, where you have a qualification event, you've already qualified, and now you're trying to determine who else qualifies. Like, oh, I like that guy, and I don't want to play that guy. You know, yeah. So, yeah. But I mean, that could happen in this event because this event has a very strange format where the top four get in. So when the last round is started, probably the top four is already determined, or three of them. Yeah. So, yeah, that could happen, but it's weird. I agree with what the hell's happening. I agree with that. See, like in backgammon and in poker, it's completely normal when the event is ending to just make a deal. But in chess, that's illegal. We got 10 seconds. We need 5 subs. Who's going to donate 5 subs in 10 seconds? Do it. All right, level 3 is not bad. Better than level 1. No. I'm very confused. He really hasn't moved yet? 96. What? That just blunders a piece. What's going on with Magnus? What's happening? That just hangs a piece for nothing. Okay. What's going on? I guess he has compensation, but okay. So this is the engine line, and then the engine says black's winning. So, yeah. I'm very confused. Why is Magnus playing bishop c4, queen h5, then thinking for 6 minutes, and then playing an unsound move? What's happening here? Yeah, the engine just says black wins. So I don't know. This is all tactics. So if it says black wins, then black wins. There's no positional or strategical considerations. This is just captures and checks and stuff. All right, I'm totally baffled by what's going on here. See, from Nepomniachtchi's point of view, if Magnus had played this in 1 second, he would think it's Magnus's prep. Now he doesn't know what's going on. I've never been so confused ever. All right. I'm going to go to the boring game because that's too much for me. Okay, now we get to the boring game. C6. There we go. That's the kind of chess I want to see. Everybody trades everything. Now we're talking. All right, Giri's in top form trading everything. That was funny to play bishop b7, then play bishop a6 and take. That's like what Hikaru does. So white's slightly better because this pawn is a little suspicious. So the engine wants to play queen c2 or queen a4 and put some pressure on it, making it hard to develop this knight. It's pretty boring, except that this pawn is a little iffy. Otherwise, it's a boring position. This game, however. All right, so Nepomniachtchi played the quote-unquote refutation. I'm so confused. I really am confused. I'm trying to find a way to justify this. I don't know. I'm really curious what Magnus is going to do here. Every line the engine says just wins for white or black. This is the best line I can find for white based on the engine play. Yeah, the problem is bishop c5 check is coming if you ever play f3. Yeah. See, here black could go astray and lose or draw, but if the engine was black, man. Yeah, the engine says every move wins. So I don't know. Very suspicious. For some reason, it likes knight a6 more than knight c6. I just don't understand why. Even looking at the variation, I don't understand why. I have no idea why knight a6 would be better. I like knight c6. I mean, everything I'm looking at is just white resigning. So f3, bishop c5, king f1. All right, so this is losing, but not totally resignable. This is like the main engine line. And then fe4, knight e2, queen e2 is the main move. Bishop d4. I mean, oh, black's up in exchange for nothing. This isn't good. All right. So I don't know. I mean, that's the best I could do with the engine's help. And Magnus thinks forever after Queen e7. What happened to Magnus? Yeah, last round against Giri, he played like 4 bad games. Now he's playing like he's a lunatic. What's going on? Very confused. Yeah. All right. Now this game, now we're talking. This is Giri. Rawr. Solid, boring. All right. Now I feel like I'm back more into normalcy. Okay, so Queen a4, a5, Rook c3, doubling up on the bubble up. Yeah, now we're talking. Rook a7. Yeah, Giri defending passively and solidly. That's what I want to see. You know, rook here, and yeah, now we're talking. Yeah. And black being slightly worse. That's the kind of chess I expect. Yeah. I mean, Carlsen didn't play well against Giri. I'm not saying he lost to Giri, which he did. He didn't play well. He played badly. He played badly all 4 games against Giri. I mean, he didn't play well at all. Now this is a Giri game. Black's slightly worse. Going to try to draw. Great. All right. So Magnus played bishop takes, and he's down a piece. Like for nothing. What's happening? He has a pawn. I don't know what Magnus is doing. It's not that the moves are bad. Yeah, people make bad moves. He played bishop c4, which is a weird move, which he played before. He played this in this tournament already. And after here, he very quickly played that, which is a weird move. Then here he thought for several minutes, even though that's the only move. So his preparation makes no sense. And then he played this blunder. And then bishop f7, not very good either. And now he's just completely lost. All right. It's funny, you remember about, I'm going to say 3 years ago, but it might have been 2 years ago. Also, it might have been 1 year ago. I'm starting to think it was 1 year ago. But anyway, there was a game, Magnus was white against Gawain Jones and Tata Steel, I think. I think it was Tata Steel. And Magnus just hung a piece in the middle game. And then he just won anyway. He was down a piece. His opponent was +3, and then 2, and then 1, and then equal, and then Magnus won. Yeah. And the gawking rabble in the chat, you guys, Magnus didn't hang a piece. He sacked a piece. He wouldn't hang a piece. And then all the GMs laughed because he obviously hung a piece. And then when it ended, the reporter said, "Did you sack a piece or hang a piece?" He just laughed. He's like, hang a piece. Terrible. All right, castles. All right. I mean, Gawain Jones maybe can't win up a piece, but Nepomniachtchi can win up a piece. God damn. That's the wrong guy to hang a piece to. Is that the game? That looks like the game, Kangaroo. Yeah. I don't know, black's up a piece. I don't know. You can't spot a piece to Nepomniachtchi. He's, Just reset already subscribed. Good. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Damn. It's very, very suspicious. I wonder what they're saying on the 24 broadcasts. I wonder if Norwegian TV shut it off and went to watch Heidi or something. Man, that's crazy. Chess 24 has given up on Magnus match. Well, yeah, this is just him not resigning because it's embarrassing. All right. back to this really boring game. Now we're talking. Thanks for this sub, Dream to Meme. Now that's boring. Although white could play knight f5 later. That's good. All right. This is the composition I would have white in, but normally I wouldn't be playing Giri. I'd be playing like a 2200. So, I'd squeeze and squeeze. I like having white in these positions. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Greatest player of all time. That is correct. Man, Chess Canuck. Man, you guys turned on Magnus quick. God damn. You guys are like, Magnus is the greatest player ever. Now in the chat, you're like, what the hell's wrong with Magnus? Yeah. Magnus can win the match, but he can't win this game. He's going to lose. Got a piece. God damn, when you're on a piece, you lose. Truth hurts. Let me ask you guys a question. Who's better at rapid chess, Magnus or Komodo? Let me ask you a question. Who's better at rapid chess, David Smerdon or Nepomniachtchi? Case closed. God damn. This is the truth hurts. That was very apropos for Magnus's game. I'll have to send him one of these. Yeah. God damn. Who's David Smerdon? That is correct. Smerdon won 5-1 up a piece against Komodo. So, yeah. Exactly. Yes, Fiddler, you are correct. What? Yeah, I don't understand. I understand when people blunder. I just don't understand Magnus's blunders. That's right. We have technical difficulties. Now, what's going on here? Yay, knight e1 to d3. That's my favorite thing to do. If he goes to c2, I'll be very upset, but he's going to go to d3. Yeah, d3 is good in the QGD type positions. A little slow here. All right, did Magnus resign? No? All right. Let's see what's going on here. Castles is good. Rook e1 is good. Queen d7 is good. Knight b5 is good. a6 is good. a4 is nutty. All right, he could just take it. Taking it's fine, but he played queen here. Forcing the trade of queens. That seems pretty good. All right. Yep, that seems good. I don't understand what's happening here. Where'd White's pieces go? Knight b8. That is correct. And Black has 3 pieces for a rook. Yep. All right. Well, 3 pieces is better than a rook. And did he resign? No? Okay. I don't know. Okay. I had 3 pieces for a rook once. I've lectured on that game. It was Christopher Wu or Christopher Gu, I don't know, in Chicago. I think it was Wu. But anyway, yeah, H3, that'll get it done. All right. Well, yeah, this game's not interesting. Yay, he played knight d3. He stopped knight f5. That's good. Rook a8, then bishop d6. Magnus's game is over. He's just not resigning. Yeah, greatest player ever. That is correct. Magnus played bad against Giri. He played a bad match, but not like this. This is just silly. I like the way the only game Giri won in the whole event was Magnus like hanging a rook with check. Then he's like, all right, I'll win now. No, he played f3. No, never play f3. The engine doesn't like f3 very much. I agree. I like Giri's position here now. I don't like f3. Don't like it. This weakens this pawn. I'm not sure I like this idea of f3 and e4. That weakens the d pawn too. Yeah, I don't like it. I like the way Giri's playing. Push the h pawn. That's pretty good. All right, did he resign? No? Okay. Yeah, in this position, if rook a8, I play bishop d6. He's done a lot of material. Did he resign? No? Okay. Okay, he resigned. All right. I mean, I've never. I mean, I don't know what to say. That was like Nepomniachtchi was giving a simul. Okay, right. White resigned here. All right. I got nothing. I can't. I'm not even going to say anything ever bad about Carlsen again. I just feel sorry for him. I mean, I don't want to talk about him anymore. Goddamn is correct. What the hell was that? How do you think forever and play bishop e6? Or knight e6, whatever he did. I don't know. All right, well, I'm going to forget that game ever took place. I'm going to get a lobotomy or something. Okay, knight f1. That's a strange square. I would have gone to e2, but all right. We put it in h. h3 is a little weird because the h4 pawn stops the knight from coming here. So h3 is sort of odd, but all right. It's a rapid game. A Big Mac. Is it a vegan Big Mac? Is there anything on the Big Mac that's vegan? See, the bun probably isn't. The sauce isn't. The meat isn't. If I took away 95% of the ingredients, G4? Really? Wow. All right. This game got interesting all of a sudden. H3, G4. Now, like 25% of you want to take en passant. That's the kind of people who are watching my chat. Le Big Mac. Cardboard. That is correct. Double McVegan. All right. The pickle's 50-50. That is correct. Go en passant. Yeah, Tad's like, yeah, take it en passant. Loses the right to castle. Ooh, that's possible. Magnus blundered on the opening. Yeah, there we go. En passant doesn't work. If this was OTB, I would en passant. That is correct. All right, he played c5. The game got really interesting from not really interesting. This looks like the engine says this is equal, but White's position looks like it's collapsing. White's pawn structure I don't like anymore. King is unsafe. I don't like what White's doing. I don't like it. What's the time situation? Anybody? Anyone? Yeah, White's pushing a lot of pawns there. F3, G4, I don't know. King's sort of funny. Exclam time. Why did White keep pushing pawns? I don't know. He's 16. Leave him alone. It's en croissant, en français. 7-6, 6-7. Nepomniachtchi wins with 13 and a half minutes left. That is funny. I've been going. Vishwa nothing. Yeah, Magnus didn't play the absolute best game. With all the contempt, do you consider Giri a super GM? Yeah, Giri's top 10 in the world, yeah. I predicted Giri would win this match, and you all laughed at me. I mean, most of you agreed, but you still laughed at me. Vienna's a part of Italy. What? Isn't Vienna in Austria? Let's see. Yeah, that was odd. I agree. Italy was part of Vienna. Wait a minute, what? Italy was part of Vienna? Thinking of Venice. I'm getting confused over here. What's happening? The croissant was invented in Vienna with in fact as one word. All right, very very confused about all this stuff you guys are saying. Okay, knight f4. Call that a knight. During the stream, Italy took over Vienna, and the truth hurts. Confusing Vienna for. That's one of my favorite Simpsons lines when Homer goes to India because of the plant moves there, and then they land the plane, and Homer looks outside, and that's my favorite scene. Homer says, "Wait, how come?" And he asks all these dumb questions, and this Indian woman says, "You ignorant American, you've confused India for Indiana," and then he's like, "The Dodgers and the Cubs and something." I forgot what she said, but it was really funny. You ignorant American, man. That's a great line. Look, I saw the movie Love and Death, the Woody Allen movie, and there Napoleon is trying to perfect the Napoleon dessert because he heard that what's his name? Who's the British guy? Getting confused. Oh, I ruined everything because I can't remember the guy's name. It's also a food. What am I messing up here? No, corn. Wellington, that's right. Beef Wellington, yeah. You have confused India with Indiana, Indiana with Illinois, and the Cubs with the Dodgers. You ignorant American. Yeah, that's right, Wellington. Yeah. I heard this beef Wellington is going to be big. We have to make the Napoleon more creamy. What happened? It's Karen. I hate this subcontinent. That's correct. Let's see. All right, what's the question? Does knight takes h3 or hang out for fun? Well, he might play there. Problem is rook h8's annoying. That you might get crushed. But he could take that pawn. Yeah. I mean, if he played here, he might be taking that pawn. I mean, that's probably why he played there. The engine likes knight f8 more than all of their moves. Its other moves are here and here. So maybe this is like the French version of Stockfish. Always retreat. Those are the top three moves. So, I mean, knight f8, knight e6 is a pretty normal idea. Pretty normal. What happened in the other game? I don't know. Magnus lost on purpose? I don't know. That's what it seemed like. I mean, it's a good thing I'm not Svidler. I'd be really confused. Who has 240, Karen? Which side? Put it in H. Rook h8, stopping your knight takes h3. Yeah. I don't play bridge online. My friend wants to play bridge online, but I'm not that interested. Put it in H. The rook on h8 takes some of the pressure away from here, but I guess Giri didn't want to give his pawn away. The engine wanted to give the pawn away and just go here. Did it backward. So black has very little time. Good. But I said Giri would win this match. No. Very suspicious game by Magnus. I mean, the way Magnus blundered mate against Ali Reza, the way he blundered his rook against Giri, the way he played like a Potzer today, there's something wrong with Magnus. He doesn't play like 1,000 bad games in a tournament, even when it's 15-minute. So I think there's something going on in his life, which is something's happening. I mean, he played 4 games with Hikaru and he lost 2 of them. He lost to Ali Reza by hanging mate. He lost to Giri by hanging his queen. He lost this game playing every move was the worst move I've ever seen. I don't know. That doesn't sound like him. Sounds like me. Yes. Yeah. Very suspicious. Yeah. Should we even watch Carlsen's games or just forget about it and like not watch them anymore? There's something going on. He can't. I mean, Magnus can't play bad every game. Yeah. Yeah. Something's happening. Yeah. Forget about it. That is correct. Yeah. I like nonsense. Being a good host. He bet on Giri. Proving he's not cheating. That's pretty good. All right. So let's see. There's another game. Magnus is playing another game. I don't have that. I don't have that game up. I can't click on it. All I got is this game. That's all I got. All right. They didn't put the other game up yet. All right, so rook h8, knight g3, knight f8. All right, so he's winning a pawn now. The engine says that's... See, the thing is, this is permanently bad, just like in the game yesterday that Hikaru lost to Fabi in the game 1, when Hikaru played f5 and his king was permanently bad. This king's permanently bad. So even though the engine likes white, this king's no good. His pawns are all moved. This pawn's here. It's not a slow game. They both have very little time on their clock. The engine likes white a lot because it doesn't like any move that Giri's playing. It doesn't like here. It doesn't like going back and forth. Yeah, Giri's confused now. Knight here, knight here. Come on. You can't play knight f8, knight d7. Come on. Having said that, I mean, he moved all the pawns in front of his king. So I don't know. Anything could happen. According to the Gawking Rabble, and more importantly, Karen, Giri has a huge time disadvantage. So, yeah. So White has an excellent position. White has a big time advantage, but White better watch out for his king. On the other hand, Giri played knight here, knight here. So, I don't know. I guess that's good. Put it at h. All right, so knight takes h3, wins a pawn and defends a pawn. Then he has crazy sacrifices also. After knight here, you can't take the knight because of knight f5. So you have to move the king. So that's an interesting move. So he might go here. He might go here. He might lose on time. Etc. Yeah, I bet on Magnus to win his match. I don't know. That's probably a bad bet. Knight takes h3. That move smells a little bit. Not just a little because of the x. Otherwise, it would smell a lot. Knight defends the pawn. White's up 2 pawns. And the engine says White's only slightly better. Just slightly. I think Giri has a really big time disadvantage. Something like that. Why not take on d5 with the knight? You wanna play for tricks. Bam! You're like, if he takes this, I'll take this. That is correct. The engine says takes, takes, takes. Threatening here. And then this move loses to queen d1 check. According to the engine, black has a winning attack. And this move is a draw. And then it's perpetual or something. Although it actually prefers black here. Yeah, this king's a little iffy. You could also play rook b7, threatening b2 and the knight. So knight takes d5 was a bit risky. So he didn't do that. Let's see. So after knight h3, Giri played rook b7. That's the engine move. Getting the queen off the rook, attacking this, can play d4, etc. The other game should have started by now, unless Carlsen withdrew. Okay, no, he's still in the tournament. Okay. And let's have a look. Carlsen's black. Knight c6. d5. That's what I used to play when I was like 13. So Magnus, I've played this with black. It's terrible. Man. So Magnus just went completely insane. Wow. I never thought I'd see it. He seems so calm and, such. Let's see. Fischer went full crazy. Never go full crazy. Ooh. Analysis, terrible. All right. Then there's this game. Rook b7, b4. That is correct. Now, again, the time situation isn't as bad as it used to be when I was, playing chess 30 years ago because they have increment. So the players are getting more time all the time. Takes, I think, yeah, the engine says this is okay. And then I think the engine wants to play d4 here, confusing the audience. But this move's all right. So now material's equal. I mean, white's up a pawn. I thought black had 4 pawns, even though he has 3. How did I count 4? I was confused why material was equal because I knew white was up 2 pawns. White's up a pawn. White's king is no good. All these pieces are no good. Everything's no good. Just I'm getting a text from Linda Ronstadt. You're no good. You're no good. You're no good. Next page. Baby, you're no good. All right. Oh, wait. Oh, she meant to send that to Magnus and she sent it to me. That's okay. Man, the truth hurts. All right. Tic-tac-toe, just in case. He played f4, making sure his knight here was bad. And the engine says white's, clearly better. It's up a pawn. Let's see if Magnus lost yet. Not yet. Put it in H. The 2 bishops. What else? All right. Terrible position for black. I've played these lines with black. It's terrible. No. All right. And he played knight f8. That is correct. Getting his rook out, getting his knight out. Knight f2 is correct. Giri must have seconds on his clock based on, whatever. Something. Knight e6. That's 7 question marks according to the engine. Yeah. So Giri blundered here. After rook c6, queen e7, if you take on d5, I take on e3. And then Giri played knight e6, so now he can't take on e3, so that just blunders material. The knight e6 is like a 9 question mark move. The correct move is d4, and white's better, but not winning. Now white's just winning because he wins the pawn. Right, so black just hung a pawn. Black was already down a pawn. That's not a good time to hang another pawn. Yeah, now if the knight wasn't on e6, he could take on e3. And then f4 is weak, and then the pin, and so forth. So the knight e6 was just a time trouble blunder. All right, now he played here? Wow. That's something. All right, so the engine says white's really winning. And queen d3 is a good move, threatening queen c3 check. Oh, the queen's defending the rook. I thought it was hanging. I'm a good player. Knight e4 is good. King h7. Rook c7. I mean, black's just down 2 pawns. There's nothing going on here. Black's down 2 pawns. Torleaf 892 subscribed. WinX TXN subscribed. Good. Knight e6 just blundered a pawn. Man, Giri was playing like knight here, and then he played knight here. That wasn't too accurate. So basically, the guys that I picked to win their matches both lost their first games. Good. Every move wins for white. White's up 2 pawns for nothing. White has an excellent rook. This knight's passive. f6 is weak. And for some reason, he's not moving. I mean, every move wins. 100 cents to dues. I picked some slow horses today, man. All right, I don't like Magnus's position in this game either. Ah, he played f6. I wore the wrong shirt. Never play f6. I mean, you have to play f6 in this opening. You just get crushed. That's why the opening's bad. All right, and Alireza played knight f2. The engine agrees, making this rook more dead. Queen is good. This knight's good. Everything's good. He played rook here, rook here. I mean, all right. I mean, it's a blitz game, so he could blunder, but he probably won't. Don't forget to wash hands. Whose hands am I supposed to wash? If you guys come to the chess center, I'll wash your hands. I mean, I won't let you in, but, you know, you get the idea. Yeah, Alireza's moves are pretty good. Pretty good. Kobe. How do you play passively when you're down 2 pawns? Come on, Giri. Man, Giri just always plays the most passive move. Damn. Harsh. All right, he put it in H, knight HF3. Not engine approved. It's weird to play here and then here. Very strange play. Luckily, he's playing Magnus. He probably figures it's an easy win. Bam! Gotcha, Magnus. King G3, Queen F5. And white's up 2 pawns. This says queen here is +8. Damn. That move also looks good. That's also +8. Damn. That square's sort of weak. That was a nice repositioning of the knight, so he gets his knight to F6. This is a good time to resign. Oh, he blundered by not resigning. If only he had resigned. Yeah, the engine's like +10, +11, +15, +1,000. Every move wins. Yeah, Giri played a little passive this game. That move wins, but it's a bit silly. But he's just trading queens. After knight takes, he's going to take the queen. Yeah. So Giri took with the knight, took the queen. All right. So, yeah, he knows this is winning, so he just made it easy for himself. Always a good idea. Crunchy, chewy, easy. What's going on here? Knight here, knight e7, castles, knight g6. Yeah, very bad position for black. Very bad. Speaking of bad positions for black, look at this position. Alireza played really well this game. That was a good game. I didn't like his position when he pushed all of his pawns. And Giri totally failed at that point. Giri had to play more aggressively instead of moving his knights back and forth every move. Getting confused. Rook d5 is good. That is correct. Yeah, here comes e4. e4 is annoying. And here it comes. Go e4. e4 guaranteed. Guaranteed void in Tennessee. I'm guessing e4 resigns. Resigns is the only move. He blundered by not resigning again. He played knight g7. Terrible. Should have resigned. Man, knight g7 is pretty insulting. Alireza is the greatest of all time again. That is correct. Giri keeps missing the resign button. I don't know how he does it. All right, this game I've lost interest in. Now this game, this looks like Magnus just getting crushed again. Rook e1, bishop f5, b4. Yeah. White's better everywhere. White's better in the center. White's better on the queen side. This bishop is dead. This knight's not very good. This knight's pinned. This is horrible for black. Who would want black here? I used to play the Nimzovich defense with black. I know. Terrible. Very suspicious. All right, so I guess you put Fallujah 1 before he won. I like that. That is correct. Yeah. God damn. This is the game God versus damn. All right, he resigned. Good resignation. Good, good. All right, very strange round. Okay, Magnus played FE. I think he's got to play B5 now. Otherwise, White's going to play B5 or knight D4. So, yeah. And Magnus might lose this in the next 5 moves. Okay, he found B5. Not necessarily what you want to play when you castle the queen side, but all right. His position's not very good. And the truth hurts. Go Magnus, fight back. D4, boo, boo. This looks like a open Ruy Lopez. This is the same kind of pawn structure they got. The engine says he should take and play C4 because C4 is explosive. But also taking on D4 is good. But he should take this and get a passed E-pawn. Ugh. My eyes hurt because Magnus is playing so badly. So the engine likes C4. The engine okay, I guess he played C4 because the color didn't change. Yeah. You know what this also looks like now? This looks like an Albin counter gambit. Black's playing all the openings that I used to play that I hate. I mean, he's playing Albin counter and he's playing Nimzovich defense. They're both terrible. Man. Frankly, ridiculous. This is a real Nepomniachtchi kind of position, not a Magnus kind of position. The two logical moves are both good for white. I mean, this king is just terrible. This king's pretty safe. This looks like an Albin counter gambit where white gets an attack and black doesn't. Very similar. Not showing a single move of Ali Reza's game. Well, Ali Reza's game hasn't started yet. So, yeah. Right? Yeah, that's Ali Reza's game. There's no moves. Yeah, Ali Reza won the first game. Nepomniachtchi won the first game. This is game 2. And Ali Reza Giri's game 2 hasn't started yet. The previous one, well, let's see. Time him out. Good, good. Chess commentary says black is better here? No. Black's been lost the whole game here. King's ridiculous. Frankly. Yeah, Magnus is not himself this tournament. I'm going to say he's Morozevich. He's somebody else. Yeah. Somebody in the chat on chess.com says, the last king looks like a bullet game gone wrong for Magnus. This pawn, that's black's hoping for something. Yeah, but rook b1, that's the correct move. That is correct. Yeah, this looks just terrible for black. Just terrible. Man, look at this king. God damn. The engine says black's not losing. Black's just worse, but I mean, you got to deal with this. You got to deal with this. You got to deal with this. And black doesn't have any attack on white's king. White just has a free attack here. But yeah, the engine says black's fine. So what do I know? This looks exactly like an Albin counter. I was getting beat with the Albin counter every game. I still kept playing it. Nimzovich versus Son Bitch. Yep. I mean, as Hikaru would say, frankly, it doesn't matter. You could argue a very strange argument that, I mean, this part of the tournament's over for Magnus. He's just waiting for the knockouts. It's not rated. So the games are meaningless for him. He could just play terrible openings and play bad. And then he could play good openings and play good when it's the knockouts. I mean, these are the least important games Magnus has ever played, except, it looks bad if he keeps losing all of his games. People won't be as big of fans of his anymore, I guess, if he just loses every game. But, I mean, obviously he cares less about these games than the knockout games and slow tournaments and his FIDE rating and his world championship title. No. All these guys already qualified. Magnus and Hikaru and Karawan and Ding, they're going to qualify for the next one. So it's hard to play your best when the games don't have any relevance. They're not rated. They're not important for prizes. They're not important for the next round. They're just playing. So if he loses every game, it doesn't matter. He's still going to make it to the Final Four. The rating's not going to change. Prize money's not going to change. So, So he's playing interesting chess instead of good chess. Although the last game wasn't very interesting. I mean, I think Magnus is getting rolled up here. The engine was saying it was equal, and then I think Consuela fooled with the engine. The engine's like, no. I don't argue with the engine usually, but I mean, that's no good. That's etc. FIDE ratings are not affected. Nothing's affected. Yeah, the truth hurts. I agree. Chess 24 has fewer viewers than usual with Magnus playing. I agree with that. The bank accounts aren't affected because the prizes for this tournament will be determined after the knockouts. So if you make the knockouts, then you got to win the knockouts. So in the knockouts, if Magnus plays like this, that would be surprising. Yeah. Next world champion, someone from the current top 10? Yeah. And also, maybe Magnus will lose this match 4-0. That was one of the questions. Will any of the matches be 4-0? Maybe this one. Bam. The chat always says he's the greatest of all time. Only I don't say. Yeah. I'm the only one who doesn't think he's the greatest of all time. All you guys do. You guys forgot about Fischer, Kasparov, Morphy, Capablanca, Tall, Karpov. All you guys know is Magnus. Bishop takes D2. That's no good. I think C takes E5 is okay. Man, he played B6 pretty fast. Yeah, the engine agrees. God damn. All right. So black's up a pawn, but black's down a king. And the engine's like, move that king. Rook takes E1, queen takes E1, king D7. God damn. King D7? The engine line here is rook takes, queen takes, king D7. King D7? What? What? Oh man, if he plays king D7, if he ever plays king D7 without being forced to, that would be good. Yeah, here comes the judge. Yeah, that king's no good. What's the time situation? Anybody? King D7. Rawr. 9 minutes to 4:30. Yeah. Taking with the queen is better than the bishop, but it's close. It's close. This says king D7 is the only move. What? King D7, beast D7, rook C8. God damn. Wow. It's still terrible for black, but it's the best. I take back everything I've ever said about Magnus if he plays King D7 here. If Magnus plays King D7, maybe he is the greatest of all time. He still loses, but it's funny. He played King D7. Wow. Magnus, you're the greatest of something. Wow, King D7. Go Magnus. Now I hope he wins. Except for one thing. He's the greatest. He got it all back. And the idea with King D7 is if I take, you play Rook C8. Not King takes. Oh, man. And also, he's still losing, but this is the best chance. Uh-oh, the engine's mad now. It says white's winning. Damn. It says takes, Rook C8, Queen E2, Rook C1, rawr, Rook E1. You play King D7. That's great. What do you do? Oh, the other game is going on. I forgot. E4, C6. GG. Have we seen a Carol Khan this tournament? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't remember a Carol Khan this tournament. Khan. The engine says white's +1. God damn. Tough engine. King D7. Nipo's not moving after that. All right, we got the advanced variation. That is correct. That's the correct variation. Wow, King D7. I'm going to see that again. Oh, he claimed a draw. He keeps playing it. All right, go back for you guys. E6. Yeah, this is the so-called short variation. Nigel Short started playing this way with white. And then some. Go Carol Khan. Not enough N's in Khan. All right, so he did play takes and Rook C8. Wow, that was great. When you defend really well, sometimes you get rewarded. Your opponent doesn't play the most incisively. That's like the only good moves Magnus played this game. King D7, Rook C8. And he still lost, but, it's like barely lost now. The engine really likes Queen E2, Rook takes, and Rook E1. It really likes it. It says it's just winning. It seems like an unusual plan when your Rook's already, here. Rook seems pretty good on the B file. All right, he didn't do that. He played some stupid move. 92, A5, A4. All right, it's boring, so Giri's happy. And he played this really dumb move, Rook B4. Good, good. The engine doesn't like Rook C7 as much. It wanted to play knight F8 to play knight E6 to defend this pawn. Because the obvious idea here is to play Queen A1 and take it. So after knight F8, or you could play knight E7 and knight C6, defending the pawn and attacking the rook. So he played Rook C7, then Queen A1 is the obvious move. And, white's like +1. I think Nepomniachtchi thinks if he takes this pawn and they just play regular chess, he should win because the king is ridiculous. And this is like Magnus's only hope. So he might as well get rid of his only hope. That's probably what he was thinking. Like, I'll take this, then it's a two-result game. I'll win or I'll draw. Probably win because the king is so stupid. But if the king was like here, then it should just be a draw because it's 3 against 3. So, like black's king is obviously ridiculous on E8. Should be, hiding somewhere over here. So that was just to make sure he never loses by taking the D pawn. And now he can play for a win with, with security. Very practical from Nepomniachtchi. Why didn't Magnus take the rook? Because there's a queen here. Hangs a queen. Are you insinuating Magnus always hangs his queen? Maybe. Milo TV subscribed. Yeah. The engine likes h4, putting it at h. That makes sense. Gets left for white's king, too. h3 is good. Rook b4 to come here is good. I would move my h pawn because I don't want to get back rank mated. I'm not sure where I would move it. All right. So Magnus still doing badly, but not as badly as he was doing. All right, Firouzja plays g5, giving white a chance to retreat. Always retreat. 91. Very Carol Khan-esque. And he played h4, put it in h. I assume Magnus has no time now. Anybody? Anyone? French and Carol Khan fantasy. 5:30 to 3, 5 to 3. Rook d7. Good, good. Magnus is like, trade all that off so I don't lose. Magnus prefers not losing. That says knight e7 and he's fine. The knight goes to d5 or c6. Yeah, the engine's not a big fan of queen a4. He played queen a4 instantly. That's how Nepomniachtchi does it. It says, yeah, this position should be a draw now. Knight e5? Huh. That's more aggressive than knight e7. The lines that it's saying white's better and white's not better. So knight e5 is fine. Yeah, so Magnus is very likely going to draw this now. Very likely. A very fortuitous escape. That means lucky. And Firouzja played queen c7. This just looks like it's better for white. White's got the connect 4, as my chat has pointed out. And, you know, that's not quite connect 4. I can't give him credit for that. Sorry. Yeah, this game's going to end in a draw unless Magnus has some time issues or keeps playing badly like he's been doing. This game has been shallow and pedantic. Yeah, Nepomniachtchi is going to be pretty mad that he didn't win this game. He's going to be furious. Knight c6. Why is the engine not like that? Yeah, I could take him play queen b3. That is true. Knight c6 is pretty inaccurate. Knight g4 was a lot better, threatening queen e1 mate. Yeah, this is inaccurate also. Knight should have gone to g4, threatening here. All right, so he played rook c4, knight e7. Okay, white's still much better now. He was on the verge of drawing. Now he's, now it's like 50-50 again. That was weird. His knight was here, and he played knight here, knight here, knight here, instead of just knight e7 in one move. But yeah, I mean, if his king gets here and he gets safe, he should be okay. So rook c7 is the only winning try, I guess. Otherwise, the king just goes here. That should be safe enough. So this seems like the only way to try to win. Otherwise, black just escapes the pin and he's fine. Okay, so he played c5. Good, good. Yay, the engine was looking at knight b1, setting up for the next game. But obviously going to b5. This is a really interesting idea. That's not, I mean, black just gave up the b5 square, and you figure the knight can't go there, but it can. Yay. He might actually play knight b1. He could do it. Giri likes to retreat. Go Giri. After knight b1, he could play bishop f3, g3, bishop h1, controlling the back rank. No, f4. F4 is also good, but this was funnier, trying to move the knight backwards. Yeah, this is unpleasant for black. It's just so passive. All right, and Nepomniachtchi hasn't moved yet. Obviously, black is suffering, but his suffering may be over soon. He might draw this game. Shocking. Shocking the audience. He did play rook c7. Good, good. Knight d5. So you can play rook c5 or rook c6. If he takes on d7, it's an immediate draw. Rook c6 is the best winning attempt. The engine agrees with that move. I mean, obviously it looks like a draw because of, there's no pieces on the board. It's 3 against 3. But Black's king is in such a silly position that he's still in a little trouble. This could easily be lost, especially in blitz chess. I think if this was a slow game and they both had an hour on their clock, I think it would be a draw. But Magnus has the 2 minutes left, then I don't know. It's easy to blunder here because your king is so bad. Yeah. The time situation is, I think, very bad for Magnus. He could play knight takes f4. The engine doesn't like it, but I don't see why not. Maybe there's some trick I don't see. There's almost certainly a trick I don't see. That's for sure. Queen e1 check. So he wants to do that and then take on f4. Queen e1 check. King h2. King f7. Okay. So obviously, if I move my rook somewhere, I'm threatening queen takes rook. So for some reason, rook a6 is the best move. It's better than the other rook moves. I just don't know why. Let's see. What is rook? Oh, because after the rook moves and the queen threatens the rook, Black should play queen e6. I agree with that. After rook a6, you can't play queen e6. I also agree with that. Okay, so I agree that rook here is the best move. Yeah, it threatens the rook, and you can't play queen e6 because the rook takes it. You can't allow rook here check, and then the king is still no good, the rook is no good. So rook a6 is by far the best move. Yeah, that's a good move. Huh. All right, and then this game, nothing's happening. Takes, knight c6. Yeah, this is just better for white. Black is just very passive here. It's very hard to put the king anywhere. He played queen a2. The engine says no. Now it says all zeros again. Although I'll take white here, but it says every move is equal now. It really hates this move. All right, so this is a draw now because Black escaped all of White's tricks. I don't see how White can even do anything that's scary or aggressive anymore. So now it looks pretty drawish. Now Magnus will play for the win. Rawr! Yeah, Nepomniachtchi is going to be pretty mad. Pretty mad. They didn't win that game. All right, there, knight df3. Yeah, this is very unpleasant for Black. It's because he doesn't have a lot of counterplay. Bishop on h5 is actually pretty good because it's putting pressure over here. Let's see. h5. Engine says that's terrible because of queen here attacking the pawn. But, it should be a draw. But yeah, that's a silly move, just giving your pawn away. It doesn't make any sense. h5. It's funny because I didn't do it. If you don't give your pawn away, h5 is fine. But if you give your pawn away, then it's not as good. All right, well, now Magnus is better. White just gave a pawn away for nothing. Very suspicious. That's right. It's a bold strategy card. That's right. Why didn't Black push G4 in that Carol Khan? It just seems like he got nothing for it. Why did Black push? You mean G5? Is that what you meant? Because he didn't play G4. You know, they played that in that variation. So he didn't take this pawn. I wonder why he didn't take the pawn. I guess he was afraid of this, some tactics here that I didn't see. All right, he was afraid to take the pawn because of, because of the dangers. Okay, now it says that that's a double question mark and White's lost here, it says. Well, he he just blundered here. Well, now Magnus is going to win. Yeah, he blundered with Rook C8, Queen A8. And now he's losing. Winning and losing is one move away. This is checkmate, but if you play king here, I take this with check, and my king escapes. There's no checkmate, and I'm taking this with check, and now Nepomniachtchi loses. Unbelievable. Yeah, now, I can always take this, and this king isn't getting mated anymore. So now he's losing. Queen E2 is really strong because after Rook H8 check, King G6, you can't play Queen here check. And if Queen here, you play Knight F6. And, White's getting mated. Okay, always repeat. Good, good. This also wins. Yeah, this is winning for Black. Wow. H5 was a bad move, but Rook here and Queen here was crazy. Man, that's one of the worst played games ever, except for all of other Magnus's games. What a terrible game. Wow. Yeah, when you defend well, a lot of times, I win a lot of games like this. I play terrible, I'm losing, and then I find like one good defensive move, I'm still losing, my opponent falls apart. Everybody tells me I was lost, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Leave me alone. I've done this all the time, even in this opening. Yeah, I'm always losing, and then my opponent blunders and I win. Still prep. Yeah, the engine says Rook here wins and King here wins. That's a hard move to play. Walk your king up the board. This is an easier move to play. He hasn't won yet, but he is winning. But, all right, he played actually the right move. King H4 is good. King takes F4 is good. It's all good. God, what an insane game. I'm still not sure what the result's going to be either. Well, Black's winning, but, his king's on F4, so I don't know. And so forth. Yeah, we could have a scam train if you want. Yeah, we already, it's been over an hour. Well, this tournament doesn't make a lot of sense. Move your king up in the endgame. That is correct. All right, what's going on over here? The engine says everybody's fine. Okay, he took on F4, bishop E7, king H1, castles. Well, if you're going to play bishop H5 and they're going to castle, then you should take that. If you don't take it, why'd you play bishop H5? So he's got to take that and then, get his bishop back and be up a pawn. So I like king H1. That's a funny move. It's so solid and boring and getting off this diagonal and slow. It's funny. Okay, so he played rook F8, bishop H5, and then king B8, and then I accidentally played king G1. All right, I want to see this game, the nonsensical game. Rook F8. So according to the engine, rook D3 resigns because you stop queen here check. And you're threatening rook H3 check and queen H1 mate. So after rook D3, the game is over. Probably Magnus saw rook D3, but he saw that it stopped queen e3. Maybe he didn't see it threaten this mate. Maybe. So he played here, and now it says the game is a draw. So this is like a 10 question mark move. Rook d3, white resigns. You stop queen e3, and you're threatening mate. The game's over. The game's over after here. There's nothing going on. Just resigns. And he play here, now it's a draw. Wow. Draw. It's just perpetual. Wow. I mean, I don't know what to say. That's so ridiculous. I think he saw rook d3, but didn't see he was threatening rook h3. He just saw that it stopped queen e3. That's my guess. I'll show you guys too, because the game's over now. In this position, white wants to play queen e3. Queen d6 also wins, because then when you move the king, it's discovered check. So queen d6 also wins. And the engine says queen d2 also wins. But this really wins. There's different kinds of winning in chess. Yeah, now we're threatening mate. So, you can't stop it. There's no, you can't, there's nothing you can do. Yeah, just rook d3 resigns. Because this is a really nice mate. Rook check and queen h1 mate. And that's it. You stop queen e3 check. The game's over. So rook d3 won immediately, and he played here. Now it's perpetual. Because the rook on f8 stops f4. And then draw. Wow. Damn. Yeah, that is sort of puzzle rush, rook d3. Yeah. Queen b8 check is one check. That's not impressive. Yeah. That's one check. Every move wins. Every legal move wins. Rook d6 wins. King g, every move. But this is the easiest win. Now you got 0 checks. How you like me now? Yeah, now like queen here check wins and everything wins. That's just resigns. Yeah. The thing is, white wants to go here, and instead of stopping it with queen d2 or rook d3 or something, he let him play it. That's why it's so strange. Wow. Even when Magnus escapes from a dead loss position and he's winning, he still goes insane. All right. So I don't think the other game's up yet. The next Magnus game. All right, let's look at this game. I'm in shock. That last game was so bad. Okay, rook f8, bishop h5, king b8. He played rook c1. I agree with that. Queen d2. Yeah, the engine says black's doing great. Takes rook c8. So white's up 2 connected passed pawns, and the engine says black is better, confusing the commentator. Again, this looks like I'm playing black in a 1-minute game. I castle, I give up all my kingside pawns, and then, I lose. And then the engine says black's better. So I don't know. I'll take white here all day. White's up 2 pawns. God damn. Yeah, the engine says black's killing it. All right. I guess it likes this. It likes these squares here. It likes this open file. So that's the shocking to me, that engine evaluation. Shocking. Yeah. If you turn off the engine, their play looks better. That is correct. Well, actually, Ali Rez's play, looks better with the engine. If I turn the engine off, I would just say how bad Ali Rez is playing. Turning it on, it says Ali Rez is a genius. So there you go. Man, I picked Carlsen and Giri to win the matches today. Damn, they better get better or something. Terrible. Transcripts. Okay. Engine evaluation is not very deep. I mean, black has a lot for the two pawns. This is weak. This pawn's knight g1. God damn. Giri really knows how to retreat. Wow. Now, bishop b4 looks good. What a crazy game this one is. I did pick Giri to win the match, so if Giri loses 4-0, maybe my pick was wrong. After bishop b4, the queen's got to stay on this bishop. But this pawn, everything's under attack here. Knight g1, wow, what a move. I can't explain knight g1. I have no explanation. That's not a move I would play. Maybe he wants a retreat square for his bishop so he can get his bishops off the h-file. He can't move this bishop because this bishop's hanging. Maybe he wants to play bishop d1 and then move this bishop, and then he's 2 pawns up. But yeah, bishop b4, the engine says black's winning. Did the other game come up yet? It did not. All right. Bishop d1. Yeah, that's right. Okay, bishop b4. And this is attacking this, and this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. I mean, that's a lot of stuff White has to keep together. And the engine says, no. Like the obvious queen moves, then the b2 pawn is hanging, then the rook is hanging, then the d pawn is hanging. So Alireza is a genius. I just thought he's playing terrible, and the engine says he's winning easily. I mean, Giri with White is usually pretty good, solid. But yeah, he's just getting beat. Another way to play for black, I'm sure he'll play that, is to double the rooks, because the bishops don't have anywhere to go. But okay, that's the obvious move. Take this and threaten this. Yeah, this is really bad for White. Everything's falling apart. Amazing. I am very excited. Yay. Not about this position. Talk about something else. All right. Go Karen is correct. They say they try to start the third games at the same time, but they never do. So they say they do, but then they don't. They try, and they fail miserably. The lesson is never try. So I guess Giri's best chance here is Alireza loses the internet again. What? There's a Yates fan. What? The first Magnus Nepo game, Magnus played like total crap. That's what happened. Nick is Emo got Cry Like a Grandmaster, a fantastic book. The engine agrees. Rook CG8 resigns. The engine says black's up 420. 420. Now, if you're in England, it's about 420 now. Well, Giri's been lost the whole game, it says, confusing me. But now it says rook here wins, threatening queen g2 mate. And it's hard to defend. Can't play rook here. Can't play rook here. Can't defend with the bishops. Can't defend with the knights too easily. Bishop's coming to e4. Everything's attacked. God damn. The second best move is bishop f8. Always play bishop f8. Good. Harstem is rating with 511. This must be some famous person I don't know. Now everybody's going to make fun of me. You don't know Harstem? Rawr, you idiot. Why don't you know the most famous streamers? Whomever you are, thank you. He says hi. All right. What do you do? Knight b6. Boo. Boo. Go Harstem. You don't know Harstem? Rawr. 1100 yourself. Yeah. StarCraft. StarCraft 2. I don't know what StarCraft is. So yeah. Explain what happened? I already did. Magnus played like total crap. It looked like Magnus lost on purpose. Maybe Magnus thought he was playing StarCraft. I don't know. Knight b6 means Fallujah doesn't know how good his position is. Like, he could play rook here and bishop here and go after the king, and he's going after the a-pawn. He's like, well, I'll take the a-pawn. So, all right. I mean, it's still good for black. This is weak. This is weak. This is a great queen. The king is trapped. The bishops are under attack. It's still terrible for white, but Ali Reza didn't realize how much his position was winning. He thought he'll just win slowly. Put it in H. Anyway, thanks for the raid. I like raids. Yeah. I don't know what's I've heard of the word star, and I've heard of the word craft. Now them going together, I don't know about that. 300 centidues. Thank you, Peter Lacey. Let's see. StarCraft is a strategy game known for its difficult mechanics. All right. Another train. It's a StarCraft train. Hooray. That's right. Whoever, yeah, you're somebody. Yeah. Thanks for the raid. Yeah. Who's the Froggen raided me? He didn't raid me. He was just in my stream. I still never heard of him, remember his name. Is Froggen still famous, or his fame fleeted 2 years ago? Trying to learn 100. Nikizimo 100. Hooray. Is Froggen in jail? Is he alive? What's going on with him? I played chess with him on the stream. Yeah. Who's more famous? That guy who raided me, whose name I already forgot, or Froggen? Who's more famous between the two of them? Also, what was that guy's name? Froggen's still famous. 301 centidues. StarCraft, the original, is the best. Harston versus Froggen. Who's more famous? Froggen is a legend. What? StarCraft, blah, blah, blah. Who's Froggen? Exactly. Now you're talking. Yeah. Yeah, about a year ago, Froggen was in my chat and we played some chess. VTG978 gifted subs, thank you. Probably Froggen? All right. Also, that poker guy is always here. Is he here now? Dominic, 888. I guess Dominic 888 is famous in poker, but not necessarily famous for like online stuff, or maybe. He's famous in the poker world. I don't think he's famous like in the online gaming world, but I don't know. Yeah, 888 Dominic. Yeah. True story. What is this Frogger? That's not Froggen, not Frogger. Yeah. Go Froggen. Go Dominic. Go famous people. Okay, so these guys are still playing for some reason. H3, knight A4, bishop G4 is no good. Man, Giri is having like some kind of, PTSD or something. He beat Magnus and now he can't play anymore. It's funny, black's winning on the king side and the queen side. The engine's like, should I go here or should I go here in queen? Man, tough for the engine, doesn't know which way to win. I don't have the other game up yet. It has to be started. Has the other game started? I don't have the other game even listed. Anybody? Anyone? The only poker player is Mike Bossel. That's funny. It has? Maybe they should put it on the thing. They don't have it. Karen, can you and Trying to Learn get on that? The game's not in live chess. Anybody? Right, I understand. Can somebody tell them to put the game on so I can look at it? Anybody? Thank you. Yeah. Well, obviously Magnus is losing. Yeah. Magnus is worse. Yay, go Karen. All right. So supposedly Ali Reza made triple question mark move. Rook here, and then knight takes d4, triple question mark. Yeah, username bought stuff. You message in Slack. Karen is on it. All right, you get on it too, trying to learn. Come on. All right, the engine says this is the worst move in chess history, and now it's equal. I'm very confused. It's very tactical, so he just miscalculated. I see what he miscalculated. I see what he missed too. He thought rook. He's going to play what he thought. He thought bishop d2 wins because of this pin, and he missed rook f8 check. Yeah, he just missed it. He saw rook f8, but he doesn't understand rook f8. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when Ali Reza played knight takes d4, he saw this position, and he like missed rook f8 check, I guess. After rook f8 check, the engine says it's equal. All right. What it says Ali? It says all kinds of what? What did they do? Did they call it by the wrong name? What's happening? Okay, that's they put the neck. Ugh. Come on. Ugh. Instead of putting the Carlsen game, they put the last game of the Giri-Firouzja match. Ugh. I mean, like the next game. The game hasn't started yet. So Ali Reza played this super complicated tactic, but it didn't work. So if he doesn't play super complicated tactic, he's just winning. Just any reasonable move wins. He's got this passed A pawn. He's got this pin going on. This pawn's weak. These knights are superfluous, obviously. And instead he played this really tricky tactic, and he thought he was winning because he underestimated or overlooked rook f8 check, because you see the bishop's pinned. So after queen takes, the bishop's still pinned, but you just check first. And then after takes, you take on d2. All right, we need 3 or 4 subs here to get to level 4. All right, so the engine just says this is equal. So black was completely winning, and now he's like slightly worse, I guess. Game is up now. It keeps saying Firouzja Giri. There's like 7 copies of Firouzja Giri. There's no... the other game's not up. It just keeps saying Firouzja Giri. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I got a lot of Firouzja Giri games. A lot. There's a ton of them. They're going to play a really long match. Can you guys tell them they keep putting the wrong games up? Karen and trying to learn. They put like 5 copies of a Firouzja Giri game up, but they don't have the Nepomniachtchi Carlsen game up. Thank you. All right. Back to whatever it is I was doing. All right. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Firouzja just missed something. I don't know what he missed. I don't know. Maybe he saw this. It's possible he saw all the way to here and he missed knight h3, but I doubt it. He probably just didn't see rook f8 check. Yeah. Yay! They put the game up. All right, get rid of you. All right. So Carlsen's white. Looks like the kind of game Carlsen would like. Surprised he played bishop d2 here. All right. I mean, e5's a good move, it says. All right. Yeah. I'll put it in H. Yeah, I like black here. I'd have white in this position. That's why I like black. Never play f3. He just doesn't learn. All right, so this is about equal. There's nothing special going on here. It's just a complicated position. All right, and then this game is the worst game ever. Knight c5. Yeah, white's doing well now. I knew betting on Giri was the right thing. Yeah, now it says white's winning. I'm guessing... I don't know. I don't know why you calculate a million moves ahead then miss something. I don't know what Ali Reza missed. I think he just missed rook f8 check. That's my guess. I don't know. Yeah, Firouzja was winning and now he's lost. I mean, this pawn's strong. Black's attack is gone. This is weak. This hasn't moved. The knights aren't like stupid now. The knights are actually good. Yeah, I mean, it was horrible what he did. It's like it's a 15-minute game and they blunder at the end. Yeah, human that much. You ain't too far off. Yeah, not too far off. Yeah. No, I mean, rook f8 was okay, Danny boy, but then knight takes d4 is crazy. But that was why he played rook f8. He was, that was the point. Okay, this game's a Nepomniachtchi kind of game. That kind of style, that he likes. Yeah, these aren't really Magnus-type positions that he's getting. Sort of wild and crazy games. The engine likes white, but this kind of position is a Nepo kind of position. All right, he did play knight f4. That is correct. a4. Now he can play g6, or he can take this pawn. Or he can play knight here and do a perpetual. Yay. That would be really funny if Giri plays knight here and perpetuals him. That would be great. That would be hilarious. That's a real Anish thing kind of to do. Even though Anish is winning, he lost the first game. Man, if he does this, he'll cement his reputation. Anish is the drawing guy. He's losing his reputation if he wins and loses every game. He did do it! Wow! Anish played a forced draw instead of winning when he was down a point in the match. That's cements, yeah. Draw by reputation, exactly. Whoa! Firouzja doesn't want to draw. Wow. Firouzja's like, I want to lose. Now white's winning again. Wow. And then knight e7 was winning, but he played knight d4, playing for the draw. Wow, that's great. Draw, I want to lose, draw. Yeah, this is great. I love this game. Awesome. Black playing for the win. Yeah, black playing for the win and the loss. That's right. He'd rather lose to Giri 1,000 times than draw him once. Yeah. Good is correct. Now it says white's winning again, but I don't see, I mean, a3, he just plays knight check and takes the pawn. A3 is just silly. This is great. King c6. God damn. King c6. Wow. 1,000 centidues. Thanks, Ty Bradbury. King c6. Wow. King's walking up the board. All right. Well, white's winning again, so this is good. What do you do? Knight c2. Knight c2 is a good move. I'm going to go here and go here. King c6. Wow. This is a really fun game. See, the thing is, this game isn't for nothing, because probably, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if I'm right. I might be wrong. These guys are getting 7th and 8th place. If 7th and 8th place have the same prize money, this game really is for nothing. These games have no monetary value, rating value, standings value. But if 7th place is more money than 8th place, these games are very important. Rawr! So there you go. All right. So King d7. These games are fun. Rook e8. G3 instead of knight f3. All right. Yeah, this is the most fun games ever. $2,000 difference. Okay, so that's nothing for them. Yeah. Isn't this a chess tournament? It's a round robin tournament with the best players in the world, so they always win a prize. This isn't like going to some tournament in the US and nobody wins a prize. This is different. Yeah. Yeah, I guess they could get 6th or 5th and get more money. So I guess the games have some value. But I like the way they're both trying to lose and draw. That's funny. Nobody wants to win. I mean, black's just dead now. Black has a bad king, 2 pieces for a rook. This pawn is strong. White's king is safe. The black's just getting crushed now. Yeah, knight h5 is completely winning because you're threatening knight here. White's completely winning here. This king is ridiculous. All right, that was a fun game. I still don't know what the result's going to be, but it was a fun game. All right, he played bishop e2. That is correct. And then he played knight c4. That is also correct. All right. And the engine wants to play either castles or g5. Good, good. I mean, the engine likes white, but I would be scared to have either color here. Probably more scared to have white. Black's got that e5 square. All right, is the game over yet? It is over. It's plus 10. Knight h5 is good. Rook a8's terrible. King c8's terrible. Queen e3 is not the best. In this position, white has a good plan, but he didn't play that plan. That plan is plus 12. Notice how the squares are protected by the, Not only that, the bishop can retreat to f4 if the pawn goes to g6. The bishop's not trapped anymore. This is also a good move. Knight takes e6. Queen e3 is okay. He's still going to win. Yeah. I knew betting on Giri was the right thing to do. I knew it. Go Giri or something. I don't know. Yeah, this isn't good for black. There's good and there's no good. This is no good. All right, what did he do? He checked. He took the pawn, forking these two. And he'll probably resign this move. Wow, what a turnaround. Game was about equal. White was better. Black was winning. White was winning. Then it was a draw. Then white was winning again. Knight d7 check resigns. Also queen e5 check resigns. Also any legal move resigns. All right, this game's over, even though he didn't resign yet. He played g6. Very solid for Nepomniachtchi to play g6. Solid. Bishop h2, putting it in h. Yeah, this bishop's a little funny over here. Knight e5, giving up the b6 square, making sure his king will never castle. Yeah, the engine doesn't like that move. It says knight, yeah, Magnus likes knight b6. I have black in these positions a lot, where I get the e5 square and I give everything else up, the whole board I give up, and then I lose. All right, so this is getting closer to a Magnus game now. He's strategically outplaying his opponent. Good, good. I knew I bet on the right guys, Magnus and Giri. I knew they would always win, except when I had no faith in them at all. And blah, 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 blah. All right, so this is terrible for Nepomniachtchi. Frankly, terrible. Yeah, this was a really bad move, knight here. He forgot about that. I don't know. Forgot about Dre. I thought black was going to castle queenside and white was going to castle queenside. But now, black is not going to castle queenside. So I guess black's king's just going to be here the whole game. This bishop's not very good. Going to play white's going to play f4 and kick the knight out. And then black, I mean, this is the big thing is this square. But after f4, which Magnus played, that's the end of the knight. Yep. And the knight will go back to c4, and black has no legal moves. Yeah, this is a nice pawn here. It takes away all the squares for the knights. So Magnus will go here. He might trade bishops first. Can bring his rook around here and attack this. He could castle queenside. Then he'll just play e4 at his leisure and win. Very leisurely. Okay, he played bishop takes, knight c4. Yeah, and this is black. I mean, these knights are terrible. They got nowhere to go. No. The engine says queen d3, long castle, rook g2, rook g1 resigns. Yeah. Yeah, greatest knight ever. Greatest open file ever. Worst knights ever. Rook is no good. King is no good, etc. Mainly, etc. Yeah, this is a Magnus kind of position. Black doesn't have any counterplay. After he plays rook here, he could swing his bishop over to f2, defending this and attacking this, and then play rook here. So his bishop's not so stupid. Why are you so stupid? All right, so very good for Magnus. Giri finally won officially. He played knight d7, knight b6, queen d8, and then he resigned because after king a7, knight c8 check is annoying. If the king goes here, queen b6 is mate. Otherwise, I could check and take your queen. There's some checkmate that's better than that, but better than taking your queen. I don't know. All right, the best game ever played except for one thing. JIMR202207 gifted a sub. Yay. Yay. All right, not the best game ever played, but close. Close. And supposedly this is the last game. This is game 4. Are they tied 1.5, 1.5? I'm already getting confused. I think so, right? This is 1.5, 1.5. Oh, this is game 3? And it's 1-1? That's why I couldn't remember the draw. I'm like, they drew. Where was their draw? All right, so 1-1, this is game 3, and this is 1.5, half, and this is game 3. Okay. Yeah, both are on game 3, except the Fallujah game 3 hasn't started, and Magnus is down 1.5, half, and he's strategically winning. But I mean, normally I would just say Magnus will win for sure because he's strategically winning. But this tournament, nothing's for sure. Nothing. Magnus might hang mate in 1. I don't know. Terrible. Yeah. So Giri's match has all decisive games, as predicted, or something. So will Magnus go here? Will he play here first, or will he play e4? The answer is fries. Let's see, what happened? Another gifted sub to Metalhead. Hooray. And then they haven't started yet. Okay. The engine likes king b1, rook g1, and e4, and says they're all really good. Obviously, I'm hoping for king b1 myself. After king b1, the engine plays king a2. Then king here to the third somehow. Yeah. All right, the more you donate, the more money we have. What was that guy's name who rated me? The famous guy? What was his name? What? Kasparov? Fisher? Froggen? Dominic? No, Froggen is the guy from Harston, that's it. Yeah. Also, yeah, the XQC cow guy, whatever his name is, I never heard of him ever, and I still haven't heard of him. And then like Hikaru, and then you guys are like, wow, I don't know what game he plays. I don't know who he is. I don't care. Yeah, I don't know nothing about him. Yeah, nothing. But I think he's more famous than Harston, right? Because you guys made a big deal about him. Not you guys, the guys on Hikaru's stream. Yeah. Yeah, what game does that guy play? He plays Overwatch. He plays a lot of games. I don't know. He has a lot of letters and capital and small, obviously has some issues, I've never even heard of these games you're talking about. I don't know. I got nothing. Yeah. That is correct, Avalanche. Yeah. Who's my favorite? XQC or Aged? Even you spelled Aged made all right. Even you did it wrong. You made like 7 mistakes in his name. I follow you in Froggen. Yeah, we played chess about a year ago. Me and Froggen. Yeah. XQC teaches at the St. Louis Chess Club. God damn. Best chess player. What? Harston was a top 10 pro player, but not a legend. No, you gotta be a legend. Damn. All right. So he played e4. The engine says good, good. Now, for those of you who are confused, if it goes takes, you can't play queen b2 because the knight's on c4. There's no b2 sighting. Yeah, these knights can't go to e5. They want to go to e5. So this is just great for white. What is this emote? All talk and a badge. All talk and a badge. Stop autocorrecting cat to car. So I wrote some word like great or legend, something that was good yesterday. I was about to push send and it auto-corrected it to Greg. So I was going to tell Greg Shahadi about that. I thought he'd like that. All right, so did Nepo resign yet? No? Okay. And then, is the other game put up? So have they started? They have not. All right. Everybody's happy except the 4 players. Do you think Hambleton is the perfect Batchelor? What? English. I need English in the chat. Reacted to my Twitter mentions. I don't know what you're talking about. XQC invented lobster pincer mate. What? Auto incorrect. He reinvented it. All right, now whose name is stupider? XQC, whatever, or that guy who was in jail, they let him out, like he has 9 in his name, like it has, the word 9 and the number 9. What's that guy's name? Yeah, 669. Which name is stupider? Yeah. Joe Exotic. Yeah. Yeah, 6'9". There we go. Solid. Do they speak English in chat? They do not. Meta World Peace. Yay. Meta World Peace is okay, but he's no World Be Free. World Be Free is before your time. That was the 70s. 6'9" is dumber. They're equally bad. Which name in the poll? Do I want to know which name is better or worse? I like 6'9" because my birthday's 9669. Land of the free and stupid. Chet Ochocinco, he might win. That is funny. Devote your attention to Magnus. And so forth. I texted you. No. Let's see. What, they started? What? Game is in... What are you talking about? I have the game, right? Yeah, I have the game. Yeah, it's ready. Lesson for those guys, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Good. I agree. All right, who's playing in this tournament? It's the Magnus Carlsen Invitational. Man, they should invite somebody else next time. God damn. All right, so Nepomniachtchi's never going to move. He's getting crushed. No wonder he's never going to move. Has this game started yet and there's no moves, or the game hasn't started yet? I don't think it's started yet. Man. Game 3 has not started. God damn. This is the round that doesn't end. Giri agreed to a draw. All right, so Firouzja Giri's 1-1. Game 3 will start shortly. This match is 1.5-1/2 for Nepomniachtchi, and this match will be tied shortly. Also, and so on. Mainly and so forth. Do you think the dragon is bad for black? No. I assume there's been chatter about the incorrect official scores. It shows as if Naka won the Armageddon yesterday. I never look at the official site, so I don't know. Nobody would ever go to the official site. They just come here and watch the games. All right, my mods are on it. Okay, so they traded on e4. Takes. The queen's attacked. And he saw it. He played queen e7. And I mean, these are the best knights ever, and these are the worst knights ever. And that's, and the king's no good. This rook's not very good. This pawn's weak. G5 is for him. G6 is really weak. This is terrible. Frankly, this is terrible. The only hope Nepomniachtchi has is he's playing Magnus. That's his only hope. So, pretty good hope. Yeah. That is correct. Yeah. Man, Magnus playing well this game. Rook e1, the engine move. Isn't g6 a free pawn? Yeah. King h8, stopping knight f6 check. Boo. That pawn's not going to be defended on g6, so. The engine says all moves win. Rook e2, rook e3, rook e2. He pinned himself here, so he's got to do something about that. Before it was a check, but after king h8, he has to be careful. But yeah, white's completely winning. And they made moves. It's a Grunfeld. Giri played the Grunfeld, finally. Confusing Firouzja. Firouzja's like, why haven't I played h4 yet? Rawr. All right, Giri's played against the Grunfeld several times this event. Now he's playing the Grunfeld himself, which he also does. Favorite Morphy game? Morphy versus your mother. The game where he's blindfold and he wins with black and he plays knight g3 in the final move? That game. Maybe he's playing Schultzen? I don't know. Double king pawn. Evans Gambit. All right. So Magnus thinking forever. I assume Magnus is going to blow it because that's how he's playing this tournament. He's only plus 5.5. That's not enough for Magnus. Boo. No, it was actually Doofus versus Morphy. It wasn't Morphy versus Doofus. Hello. Yeah, knight g3 was good. Exactly. Original Shin is correct. Morphy versus XQC. You mean like right now? Yeah. It seems like Morphy was white. One of my other favorite Morphy games, he's black in a French defense and wins in 15 moves. He overruns the guy in an advanced variation. The guy plays f4 too early, etc. Do I see Ken West about? Ken West lives about 570 miles from me, so I haven't seen him in a long time. All right, we got the Grunfeld. Okay, I've seen this line. E5, unusual. D5. Yeah, usually they don't play E5 in the Grunfeld that early anyway. Stopping all of his play. Frankly, terrible. All right, Magnus thinking forever after king h8. I wonder if Magnus wins, if he'll jump up and down because he won a game. Maybe. When's the last time Magnus won a game? What's his streak? Who did Magnus play before he lost to Giri? Who did he play? I forgot. He must have won the match. MVL? What happened in the last game with MVL? It wasn't Naka. He played Naka in round 1. Yeah. Caruana? Caruana sounds right. Yeah, Caruana sounds right. Although some people said MVL. I thought it was Caruana. He drew the last game against Fabi and the one before. So he won game 2 against Fabi, right? It was MVL. He won the third game. He played MVL before Giri. Okay, so against MVL, he won the third game, you're saying. That he didn't win the fourth game. It didn't win 4, 5, 6, 7. So Magnus has played 7 games in a row without winning. So this is his chance. He'll be like, yay, I won a game. Yeah. Right. So he's played 7 games in a row with no wins. And he has 2 losses and 5 draws. Right. All right. Very Giri-esque. Okay, somebody was saying, can he take on G6? And Magnus said, that is correct. The engine does not like this move. It says white's winning, but less so. Rook H7 is correct. All right. So white was up 5, 6. Now it says he's up 2, 2.5. Still winning. Just not as winning. And black's pieces are all, real cool over here. Yeah, it likes Queen F3 a lot. Confusing the audience. I know I'm confused. I guess if knight takes E4, rook E6 is annoying. Those look annoying. Yeah. All right, Magnus is going to win. He hasn't won in so long. I was so confused. Yeah. NN, best lectures of NN. All right, back to whatever this is. No, never play F3. No. All right, he's got Connect 4. He's the favorite. All right, knight takes D5, getting his pawn back. Reestablishing material equality. I mean, white is so winning, but it's Magnus is playing, so I don't know. Anybody know the time of this game? Anybody? Anyone? They've been playing for a long time. 1,300 viewers a do. Go, viewers a do. Go, everybody. Man, they have less than 20,000 watching Chess 24, and Magnus is playing. They usually get like 20 to 25,000. And they only have 16.7 thousand watching that. Wow. This is like when Magnus isn't playing. Very suspicious. Nepo's up 4-2? I don't know. Damn. Their stream just crashed? God damn. Okay, F5 is, legal. It's all right. Knight F6 is correct. I mean, black is so lost here, but it's a very tricky position. Pins and forks and skewers and tigers and bears. Oh, my. And Magnus has very little time on his clock. So it's understandable if he makes a blunder. The position's really complicated. But obviously, this rook is a joke, and that rook is fantastic. And these knights are great, and black's very passive, and black's down a pawn, and the engine says black's completely lost. So you would expect Magnus to wrap it up, just not this tournament. Magnus is going to forget about this tournament. Even if he wins it, he'll still forget about it. I think Magnus won't care about all his terrible blunders and bad play if he wins the tournament. He'll be like, yeah, whatever. Beyond Burger, Impossible Burger, I like them both. Every move wins. It's a +4 position. White's dominating. But, man, the truth hurts. Yeah, usually when it's game 15, Magnus doesn't go 7 games in a row without winning. You know what I mean? Usually he wins all 7 games. Magnus is good at 15-minute. God damn, the engine says King B1 is the best move. Good engine. Is this the Ben Feingold engine? King B1's the best move? Good, good. That's my kind of move. Yeah, the engine wants to play Queen F4 at some point, but doesn't want to have the Queen and King on the diagonal. The king can go to a2 and hide later. So Magnus has a minute on his clock in this position. This isn't easy. This position's tough. It's winning, but it's tough. All right, he put it in H. Queen C2, knight H3. Put it in F. All right, so Giri blocked the whole position up, playing for a draw as usual. Good, good. And Giri doesn't even have any draws. Giri has a win and a loss. He won a loss position, and he got crushed in the first game. Magnus still hasn't moved? I mean, 1 minute here, this is complicated. This is a tough position. 1 minute's tough. King B1. Clap, 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 clap. Go Magnus. King B1. Now you're making sense. That's right. You goddamn right, King B1. Finally. All of my lies have become true. Well, you get off this diagonal, so there's no bishop h6. Your king is safer over here. There's no checks anywhere. It's good, good. See, it's sort of like pretend you castled kingside in chess, in any position. Okay? Your king's on g1. When you castle queenside in chess, it's like your king's on f1. So you want to play king g1 to get your king safe. So this is the same thing. King's better here, king's better here. When you castle kingside, your king is there. Castle queenside, your king's here. So now there's like queen a1 check, and there's this, and there's this, and there's... So king's just much safer on b1. Always play king b1. Magnus is back. All those other games he didn't win, losing to Giri, hanging mate against Firouzja, hanging his queen, hanging a piece, hanging a rook, hanging a piece on move 5 against the Pomniachtchi. None of that matters. Play king b1. Go Magnus. Yeah. 46 seconds. God damn. Come on, Magnus. When Magnus plays 15-minute chess, he doesn't have like no time on his clock. His opponent has time. That's weird. That's ridiculous. All right. So he played rook takes e4. Rook takes e4. Knight takes d6. The engine says knight d6, queen d6, rook e6 winning. It says that's by far the best way of playing. By far. And then, you know, black's pieces are all horrible. All right, and Magnus did do that. Traded and played rook e6. Threatening everything. Black has to play queen d8 to defend his knight. Play queen f8. The engine does not like queen f8. It likes queen d8. Keep the queen on the open line. Now every move wins. Queen c3, queen b7, queen e2 wins because we're probably threatening this. He played queen b7. The Pomniachtchi always retreats. Queen e4. I mean, white's totally winning, obviously. Frankly. Good pawn structure, except for one thing. And then, you know, not so good here. These pieces remind me of the famous game Ivanchuk beat Kasparov. Probably 97, but I could be wrong. In the, you know, Rossolimo, Moscow variation, whatever it's called, the Sicilian. Kasparov's pieces were like that, except Kasparov's queen was on h8. Frankly, terrible. All right, back to this game. Bishop d2, knight f2, c4. All right, so obviously he wants his knight on d6. That's why he played queen c7. Okay, and knight's going to go to d6. And the engine says black's a little bit better, but it seems more equal to me. But the knight's good on d6. And black just blocked it all up. I played rook here, confusing the audience. Strange move. Knight has to go here. That's why he played knight c8. So this is weird to go here first. Okay, did Magnus win yet? Queen f7, rook d8, rook h6. Everybody takes everybody. Haha, bishop takes isn't check. Haha, king b1, exclam. Magnus is pushing the wrap it up button. Threatening queen takes queen. Queen takes h6. Queen takes a6. Arbiter spamming Nepo. The game is aborted. Rawr. Comments about UFO by Pentagon. You know, my IQ is too high to talk about UFOs and nonsense. I leave that to the gawking rabble. That's why you guys are the gawking rabble. You like that kind of stuff. All right. Rook there takes 97, c3. Man, Magnus wants to queen this pawn. c4. Magnus wants to go here with advantage. Good plan. All right, so Magnus is going to win. This game is about equal. It's all blocked up everywhere. Another boring Giri game. And let's see here. Magnus's technique is a little strange, but it doesn't matter. He's going to push that. King A1 is the second computer move. King A1's a little strange. Nepomniachtchi, I was going to say, like, he's not resigning. What's going on? Then he resigned. All right. So black resigned, finally. And this match is tied up. So both matches are tied. This match is 1.5, 1.5. And Firouzja Giri is 1-1. And they're still playing their third game. Yeah, what Mubat said. Yeah. Man, that's an interesting way of spelling Niels Bohr. Making lots of mistakes in his first name and an apostrophe. Damn. Go, Rick and Morty. That's right. What my brother said. That's right. Which Morty? The evil Morty? All right, it looks like a King's Indian now instead of a Grunfeld. Rawr! Here comes the shack attack. The engine likes Giri's position. I predicted Giri and Carlsen all along, even when I gave up on them. See, then I still predicted they would win. Man, both of these matches have lots of errors. Lots of errors. God damn. Lots of errors. Yeah. As Bent Larson. That's right. And Morty's mind blower is they got rid of the Morty beating Rick at checkers. That's right. Yeah. No, in my tournaments, in the under 1400 section, every move is perfect. 95, 96, 97. So those guys win. At this tournament, hang a queen, hang mate. Yeah. Shocking. Yeah, the engine loves Giri's position. Put the knight on d6, defending this, and then checkmate your opponent. The engine says good, good. Not a big fan of, all this stuff. Very good play by Giri. Strategically beating the youngster. Good, good. Winning on the king's side, blocking up the center and the queen's side. GG. I was only 86. I prefer to play like these guys, not 95%. Yeah. Take it for granted. That is correct. Oh, he didn't spell granite right, but good enough. Chess quality from humans is terrible. Boo, boo. What's going on here? I have to put them in the club and the new post. All right. They put the last game up yet? Not yet. His army torn asunder. Two bishops, what else? That's a good haiku. Haiku. I'm the oldest GM that's ever lived. Like engines like Diesel. Like Vin Diesel? Who do I think will win the whole thing? I don't know. Magnus, I guess. Go Magnus. My favorite player. The 4 players who are going to make it to the final stage, any of them could win. Seems like Caruana is probably the least likely to win of the 4, but he's playing pretty well. How come you didn't become a GM earlier? I was taking a nap. Well, the last time Magnus was playing in a Super GM tournament, the Tata Steel, he did not win. Caruana won. So there you go. Go nap. Correct. So is Giri really thinking 5 minutes here? Wow, that's the engine move, Bishop D8. Always retreat. Jim R 202 207 gifted a sub. Yay, thank you. Never blunder F3. You did something wrong. I don't know. I think you played F3, so we threw you out. I think that's what happened. I don't remember, but I think you played F3 one game. Bishop D8, attacking the A pawn, and getting the pieces to say hi to each other. That pawn's not easy to defend. If you play Rook A1 to defend the pawn, then G4 comes, and White has less play down the B file. Yeah, the engine just wants to take this pawn and say, I'm up a pawn, and I get all these extra pawns. Yeah. Bishop. Gear will be disqualified. The pieces aren't social distancing. Yeah, Rook A1. When are you a super GM? When I have lots of engines to help me. Thorn Tro is gifting a sub. Good. Are we getting close to 1,800 subs again? Or did we lose like 5,000 subs the last 5 days? Let's see. 1771, we are getting close. That's better than it's been. Go subs. Wait, what do you do? Rook B8. Wait, what? Rook B8. He decided not to play G4. He's going to play on the queen side, which makes no sense. See, the thing is, White doesn't have a lot of active plans. So when Giri decides to eventually go forth, he's going to do it when White has less time. Bishop E1. That is correct. Yay! Dancing Tortoise gave 1 billion subs. Also 29 subs. Back to 1,800. Good. Also, Karen was thinking going shopping later. So if somebody wants to donate a little over 1,000, that would help. Yeah. Yay! Go Dancing Tortoise. You're the tortoisist. He was very fast in gifting subs, even though, he's a tortoise. He was still fast. She went shopping yesterday. That is correct. Yay, 198 centidues. Yay. What's a tortoise? Know what a turtle is? Of course, same thing. Exactly. All right, what's happening here? Giri decided playing on the king side might lead to mate, so he decided to play on the queen side. Interesting. Indeed. Does the engine like these moves? B5, confusing the audience. No, it still says black's better. Giri's like, I won on all parts of the board except the queen side. Let's win there. Yeah, White's position is pretty passive. I do agree. All right, and it's the other something. It's the something. All right, the Magnus game is going to start shortly. Okay, vote in the chat. Put a poll up. 1,000 centidues. VTG978 for Karen. Go VTG. All right. Vote in the chat. Somebody make a poll. Who's going to win this match? Nepo or Carlsen? Does Carlsen have any chance or is it over? Is Carlsen going to lose in 10 moves? Probably. The greatest of all time, Nepomniachtchi. Nobody voted for Pat Buchanan yet. They voted for Fries. XQC is going to win. All right. Manny Carlsen. 4-move checkmate. All right. And then, wait, what did I do? Oh, I got rid of the, I got rid of the wrong game. It's funny because I did it. Now I'm getting confused. Wait, why are there two? Wait, what are they doing? All right. I was getting confused. All right. I got rid of this game by accident because you don't want to know why. Okay, now Farouja's thinking forever. The subs keep coming in. Who will win? I got Nepo. Man, I got Nepo. God damn. Jill Stein? Man, that's not a good answer. Yay, you got gifted a sub. Everybody gets a sub. You get a sub. You get a sub. I get a Perrier. Oh, it's empty. Yay, Dancing Tortoise, #1 in the hood. Looking good for Carlsen in the voting. No sub for the wicked. Good, good. I like the way Giri just never does anything. The engine says Black's doing great, and then Giri just makes random legal moves. I like that. Even the engine makes random legal moves and says Black's doing great. It's like neither side can do anything. Obviously, you know, Black can try to play G4, but he's a little worried about it because White has 700 things on G4. So he's like, I'll just go there later when I feel like it. So far, he's not feeling like it. He's feeling like going here. This is like the famous song, That's the Time I Feel Like Playing G4. That's a famous song. Man, he got his bishop good. Look at that. Look at this Giri strategical grand mastery. Plays bishop d8. Okay, gets rid of the A pawn. Plays b5 and then bishop b6. Now that's a good bishop. And then Farouja setting up for the next game. So I like that. He's got to get his rook to c1, his knight to h1, and he's all set. Rook a6. No, that's forward. Wrong direction. King f7. He wants to double up on the bubble up or play rook h8 and bust through. So far, this is a strategical masterpiece by Giri. Totally outplaying the youngster. I knew he would win. Even when I didn't know he would win, I knew he would win. Yeah. 1 cent to do. Carlsen wins. Man, can you believe that? In a poll of who's going to win, Carlsen and Nepomniachtchi, Carlsen got 52%. If I asked this question like a week ago, it would have been like 94%. God damn. You guys turned on Carlsen so fast. Fix the poll. No, this is a real strategic gem by Giri, which is hard to do in Rapid. But he like one on the queen side, one on the king side, improved his bishop. White's very passive. And black is just like, you know, slowly but surely strangling White. This isn't a joke. The engine move after thinking for like 10 seconds was knight h1. You can't make that stuff up. That is the engine move. It's changing its mind, but at one point it was. The idea is to play bishop f2, I assume, and trade off those bishops, I assume. He tripled up on the bubble up. This is the Alekhine gun. Bam. He wants to go here and rar, mainly rar. Yay, it's those noises I like. I love noises. Hooray. Bishop e2, doing Vishwa nothing. I mean, Giri's just playing great this game. Giri's the best. You can't beat Giri. Giri could finish fifth in this tournament, I think. If, all the results go his way, which they won't, but if they did. Always retreat. Bishop c8. Okay, they moved in the other game. It's Nepo versus Carlsen. Knight f1, f3, knight e3. I know some theory. Knight cd5? Oh, he castled. Okay, there's knight cd5. Then what do they do here? I don't know what they do here. f4, okay. This has all been played before. All right, Carlsen's out of his prep, I guess. So Carlsen decided in this position, he's been playing d6 this tournament, but he always plays this Sveshnikov. d4 and knight f6. And then he faces bishop b5 a lot. And after knight c3, now if you play d6 or e6, you can't play the Sveshnikov, so he plays here. This line doesn't give white anything, it's just boring equal. All right. So this is just a boring line. So this is more Carlsen-esque than he's been playing this match, and calm, solid, etc. Yeah. All right. So he played queen c7, bishop e2, attack the rook. The rook comes down. I mean, this is just really passive and terrible for white. Black's winning on both sides of the board. A lot more space. Very good game by Giri so far. Very good. I don't know what the time situation is. This is game 3 of this match, and this is game 4 of this match. Confusing the audience. Yeah. 1 cent to do. Thank you, Emperor of Ice Cream. Yeah. Go Cyrillic. All right, Magnus thinking forever. So we'll go back to this game. Okay, Giri's in trade mode. Takes. Will he trade more rooks? Giri wants to win the endgame with his great bishop and his space advantage on both sides of the board. Very suspicious. But still very good for black. White really can't do anything here. He can't, put his pieces in here. And white can't do anything with these. I like that knight h1, bishop f2 idea. That was funny. Now he could play knight d1 bishop, but that's not as funny. So, all right. So he played knight e5, knight e3, trying to play knife f5. Knight e5 is a weird move, forcing the knight to go to this excellent square. I mean, the knight wants to go to e3 so it can control these two squares. Aha, now that makes sense. Stopping the knight from going here. Well, the engine likes white, because, white has good control of these white squares. b3, I guess he wants to go here. He's stopping c4 later. Yeah, Nepomniachtchi is actually playing quite well this game. Very suspicious. Confusing the audience. Always be confused. Giri's never moving. Good. Magnus played queen d7. Yeah, the engine likes white. Magnus wants to play f5 and equalize the position. I mean, so far this is a true result game. White's going to win or draw. Black's positions, it's not great. Put it in H. The engine says f6. No. Boo. Okay, the engine changed its mind. No, it put back f6. No. He knows if he plays f6, he'll lose. But he might not care. Like, all right, f6. Other moves are not f6. Boo, f6, boo. All right, what about this game? Rook takes, queen c5, queen a3. Giri likes to trade everything. Trade rooks, trade queens, trade it all. All right, Giri's happy. Trading everything. The engine doesn't want to take this rook. It wants to retreat the rook since the rook dominates the A file. I mean, white's really passive here. So the endgame is really bad because black has two ways he can win the game, and white just sits here. That position is just really bad for white. This is a perfect Grunfeld for black. And Magnus thinking forever. He's like, f6 is the best move, but I can't play it. Good, good. Carlsen's having a bad tournament. We all have bad tournaments. Happens. But this is extra bad for him. Extra bad. Also, a little bit of why Magnus might not be playing well is he's falling into the Nakamura trap. As you know, Nakamura occasionally plays Blitz and Bullet online. You know, like when he's awake. It seems like Carlsen's doing that. Carlsen's just playing non-stop Blitz and Bullet online. I mean, that's really bad for your slow chess. It's really bad for playing 27, 2800s. So, I mean, I don't know why he's doing that. He's playing like thousands of games on Lee Chess and Chess24, probably chess.com. I just don't know, with a secret account. So, I don't know. It's, yeah. Why is it bad? Magnus is losing games, hanging mate, hanging his queen, hanging his rook. I mean, he might win the tournament. He's just playing badly. Magnus usually doesn't hang mate, his queen and his rook. And I mean, he's hung all of them. He's hanging pieces every game. I mean, this is ridiculous. Frankly, terrible. I mean, Magnus is playing the Honiachi and the match is close. Lost to Giri? Come on. He lost 2 games to Tanaka? Come on. That's his customer. No, he's playing f6. See? Terrible. Getting outplayed strategically by Nepomniachtchi? What? Terrible. Now, I mean, Magnus is playing a lot of chess online. God damn. He's playing a lot of, 1 minute, 3 minute, whatever. You get to like study chess all day, not play Blitz all day. Terrible. Probably. Always repeat. In fact, when this tournament started in round 1 against Naka and round 2, Svidler and Grishik were like, Magnus just moving instantly like he's playing online, Blitz chess or 1 minute. So, I mean, world champions don't do that. They they chill, Netflix, and they study chess all day. And Magnus is like playing Bullet and Blitz all day. Ridiculous. Okay, Rook A6, good, good. Knight D1, good. Rook B8, good. Bishop F2, good. I agree. All right, because that bishop wasn't very good. So Giri's happy because he traded more pieces. Still much better for black. They must be getting low on time now because this game's been going on forever. All right, finally he broke through with G4 because the E4 pawn is attacked. So you don't want to take with the F pawn. He's trying to this looks like it just loses to me. Can't you just play G3 check and win this pawn? Get the knight just go over there somehow? This looks like it's going to lose. I don't like that move. Yeah, Giri's going to win this game. I knew all along Giri would win the match, even when I thought he wouldn't. B4, double question mark. Man, the engine hates B4. It hates it. Because this pawn's weak. The knight can go here. He didn't play G3 check. Yeah, the engine doesn't like this move. I'm assuming both sides have no time. When there was lots of time on the clock, Giri moved around and around and around. Now there's no time, so he's just breaking through with his pawns. And he's gotten rid of some of his advantage doing that. That was a very weak pawn there, and it stopped the knight from moving. And these 2 pawns were killing the bishop, but he couldn't help himself. He has to break through because both sides are short on time, so it seems logical. Still much better for black. Black has a knight here and very aggressive. What happened? All right. So King E1, that is correct. Yeah, Giri's blowing it like I knew he would. I mean, something. Yeah. All right, back to this terrible game. Yay, USMC 019. Never play F6. Go 19. COVID. All right. So knight G6. The engine says that's not very good. It wanted to kick the queen out with G6. But instead he left the queen sit there forever. Played G3. Bishop takes. Bishop takes. Giving up his bishop. Wow. And then F5. Man, the engine is not proud of Magnus's play. It says no. Man, F5 with this bishop here, that's good bishop. Damn, look at that bishop. That's a good bishop. I've lost my stream. No, you guys can still see me. That's all that matters. Mine's just spinning. I don't know. I actually think the fact that Magnus plays hundreds, if not thousands, of games on the internet, blitz and bullet every day. I mean, that doesn't help. He should be studying chess 10 hours a day, like he normally does, like Fabi does. So I guess because you can't go to tournaments anymore, you just gotta play chess on the internet. And those guys like to play 1 minute and 3 minute, and I guess. I guess if we never go to chess tournaments again, maybe this will help his internet chess. All right, let's see if Giri threw it all away. G3, the engine says it's equal. I just got a text from Phil Collins. He said Giri threw it all away. Interesting. How does Phil Collins get my number? All right, King D2, yeah. And the engine says equal. Yeah, B4 was too soon, and White just walked his king over, and now this pawn's probably more weak than anything. Before, that was a very formidable duo. Now the knight can go here, the knight can go here, this pawn can get attacked 7 ways from Sunday, and 8 ways, but not 6. So the engine says black's all talking a badge. It's all talking a badge. See? Yeah. And also the engine says that the moves that black recently played were reminiscent of Danny Wrench. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the B4 was too quick. He's trying to break through, and instead White's king is there and this pawn's weak. Terrible. I did that. That wasn't actually played. Rawr, I'm mad. Okay, so after F5, Nepomniachtchi's thinking forever. The engine, which I asked if White's doing well, the engine said, good. Now, shockingly, this is move 20 of game 4, and this is move 50 of game 3. So the games will never end. Statecrafter, that's sort of like StarCrafter. Yeah. Something. Giri likes to trade pieces a lot. Yeah, Giri likes to trade pieces. So this is game 3. This match is tied at 1. And this is game 4, and this match is tied at 1.5. And the engine says Giri was winning or better the whole game. Now it's equal. And the engine says Nepomniachtchi has a big advantage here. I mean, obviously, look at this bishop. God damn. Superfluous knights. How is Carlsen getting outplayed strategically by Nepo? What? Come on, Magnus. You can't get outplayed by Nepomniachtchi. You can get tricked. You can lose on time, but you can't get outplayed. Come on, man. All right. So now he's defending his pawn, retreating. Terrible. Yeah, now I would take white here because pass pawn. This pawn's probably weak. This rook is good. This pawn's weak. The position really changed. The engine says it's all zeros, and you guys are claiming Giri has less than a minute? Terrible. All right, he wants that pawn. Rook A4, give me the pawn. Or what would Yasser say? Gift me the pawn. I don't know. There, rook B4. Man, there's a lot of guys on that pawn. It's pandemonium. if bishop h3 ever happens, Shirov style, we can usually just play bishop f1. Always play bishop f1. In fact, that is one of the engine lines. Bishop h3, bishop f1. Always play bishop f1. Let's see. Impatient. No turnies today. No. The engine says that's frankly terrible. Knight takes and white's better. Hard to disagree with that. I don't see why that's not a draw. If I trade rooks and play king d6, that should just be a draw. Yeah. Yeah, the engine changed its mind and said it's a draw. I agree with that. All right, and then what do you do? Rook e1, rook f7. I mean, this position is not good for black. Magnus would want to have white in this position. This is a Magnus competition with white. Better queen, better knight. The bishop on b2 is better than either knight. White has the open g file to black's king. White has a better center. I mean, this is a dream position for white. And they trade everything, so Giri's happy. Giri sacrificed a pawn to trade more pieces. Rawr. Yeah, this seems really hard for white to win. This pawn's blockaded. This pawn's weak. Although, as some people pointed out, Giri has seconds on his clock. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. This isn't a draw. Looks like a draw. I mean, Giri has less than a minute, but I'm assuming this will be a draw. This just looks like Magnus is going to lose. This looks terrible for black, frankly. Bad knights, great bishop, great knight, great center, great queen. Terrible. Whoa, he let him in. And the engine says, good, good. Wow, rook b6 is a good move, it says. Rook g1, that's what I would play. Rook h6. Wow, he gave him the g pawn. Wow, I wouldn't give him the g pawn. Wow, this looks like a triple-edged over here. All right, rook f2, he hung checkmate. White's winning now. Bishop h3 was the right move, or king d8 to avoid checkmate. After bishop h3, the king isn't getting trapped by the bishop. This is forced mate now. He just hung mate. I'm assuming he thought he could play king f8 and he missed this. That's what I'm assuming. Yeah, he didn't see rook g6. He just made a one-move blunder, Giri. Now he's going to lose. Yeah, he see rook g6. He has to move his bishop so that he can play king d7, king d8, king e8, and he didn't see rook g6. So he saw this and he didn't see here in rook mate. He just missed it. Yeah, he blundered. Didn't have any time on his clock, and he resigned. Yeah, he missed checkmate. That's all. Yeah. Yeah. So in this position, he has to play bishop e8 is the safest, I think. Bishop h3, king d8, and the engine says it should be a draw. But he hung mate, so he lost because he checkmated. Yeah. All right. Truth hurts. Firouzja's up 2-1. See, Giri's not drawing anymore. You guys should be happy. That was terrible. Giri was strategically winning the whole game, and then he played g4, b4, and then it was equal, and then he hung mate. Man, the truth hurts. He's not going to be too happy about that. All right, so this is game 4. Game 4 will start in about 5 minutes, I guess, in the other match. Firouzja's up 2-1. Queen g5 is excellent. Magnus has a very bad position. He's getting outplayed strategically. And I assume he has less time, although Nepomniachtchi thought a long time on queen g5, so maybe not. Somebody check the time in this game? Yeah, this is terrible for black. I mean, this is... He plays f6, then f5. Terrible. Time is even? Good, good. All right, and the last game. Oh, is it up? It is up. Good, good. All right. So Giri needs to win with white to tie the match and go into Armageddon. And if this game is a draw, they go into Armageddon. So we could see 2 Armageddons or 0, but definitely not 1, even though 1's the most likely. Why didn't Nepomniachtchi rook lift? The engine likes queen g5 because then we're more on g7 and we could play h4, h5 and we defend our f pawn. So the queen's better here than here. The rooks are both good here. No reason to rook lift yet. But, h4, h5 is a good plan. So I like queen g5. It is just very passive for black. Tough position. Yeah, he could play king h1, rook g1. He could play rook f3, rook g3. He could put his rook on h3. White has a lot of plans that look promising. Black is just like, stop attacking me. What's good from? Family Guy. Good. In fact, there's an emote it looks like that. I can't find it anymore. Good. Yeah. Watch more Family Guy. Black lost that game, Tree Shoes. The Magnus game from round 3, game 3. What mistakes did Magnus do? Magnus got outplayed this game, but he did play f6. Terrible. I think 95 was a mistake in this position. White wants to play here, so I don't know why he's playing this. Then this knight's not well placed to control the white squares. And then he should have played g6 according to the engine. It says g6. It doesn't like this move. It really doesn't like that move. And then it doesn't like bishop takes to here either. It doesn't like any of Magnus's moves. It just says f5. If you have to play f5, you got to play another line because you can't just open this up for this. That's terrible. That's just a great bishop now. And before, the bishop was innocuous. Now it's ocuous. Just make up a word. I don't care. The Griffins. There was a Family Guy where they were in Italy. Fixed. Good. Man, my throat's finished. I think the rest of the stream will be in sign language because I'm losing my voice. So, okay, Magnus. All right. Good sign language. D5. All right. He had all he can stands. He can't stands no more. So he plays D5. They trade everything on D5. White has the open file. White has the diagonal. White has H4, H5. This knight's terrible. If the knight ever moves, rook E5 is strong. Very bad position for black. Terrible. I can double up on the bubble up. These rooks are ineffective. The 3-2 majority is irrelevant for black. White's better over there. So this is a very bad position for black. Again, playing the game over, you'd think this is just Magnus has white, and he's just slowly outplaying his opponent. That's what it looks like. Magnus has black, and he's suffering. Suffer. Now, this is very unpleasant. So Magnus wants to go here and block that bishop. Block that bishop. Oh. Yeah, the engine wasn't a fan of h5 because this is what black wanted to do. It still likes white a lot, but it's, maybe not the most incisive. And this game hasn't started. Firouzja's up 2-1. Giri needs to win. Never a good sentence for Giri. Giri needs to win. Not a good sentence. Firouzja's up 2-1, and this match is tied, and this is game 4. Game 4 starting shortly. Let's see, what's happening? Title Tuesday starting. Nakamura, Grishuk, Fedoseev. All right. Go Title Tuesday. All right, what's he doing? He put it in H6, Queen G2, Knight D4. That was a long journey from Moscow to Minsk. Rochelle. So the engine wants to double it up on the bubble up. Keep the pressure here. It says white is better. Queen D6, he wants to take that. Take that. What's funny is the engine plays here and then doesn't care about that. Probably I take this and check and play Queen D5 check. Man, he plays B4 instantly. Yeah, sometimes Nepomniachtchi plays too quickly. Yeah, the engine says we can just take now and it's equal. It really hates this move. Now, if you play Rook E1 and you take this, then white just wins because we have Queen D5 check. So the game's over. Yeah, here, this is the engine line. Here, takes, and wins. So if you wanted to stop Queen takes H6, he could have just doubled rooks, which was his plan anyway. Then you can't play this. But he played B4 like instantly. And now you can take it, and then you're fine. So that's, I mean, Nepomniachtchi played that move instantly, because that's what he does. He moves instantly. He can't help it. Still better for white, but he lost most of his advantage. All right. So Magnus probably has to find that. This is probably the only good move. Can't play B6 and protect your pawn, because it's hanging here. I mean, Nepomniachtchi wants to take and get his bishop back to the glory. Yeah. So B4 is not bad. It's just doubling rooks is probably better. Okay, and that's what happened. All right. He played Knight C6. Rook E3 is correct. Getting the rook here or here. He kicked the knight out of its D4 glory. He can double rooks. He can double on the G file. He can try to play D4, D5. And the knight's not very good. So still better for white, but B4 was inaccurate. B4 was, how you say, inelegant. Yeah. Is it time for a train yet? I feel like it is. 10, 11, probably. I think so. Another train. All right, so this is round 4, game 4. This game hasn't started yet. Giri's down 2-1. He must win. And this is 1.5, 1.5. Magnus has been much worse the whole game, and he's trying to draw to get to Armageddon. Rook D8's okay. Rook FE1 is correct. And then Rook DD7, doubling up on the bubble up. And still very bad position for black. Very bad. If you blunder with Queen takes F4, then you get checkmated. Because the rook is defending G7, but the rook has to block the other rook, so you get mated. So he played Rook DD7. Good. I think that was forced. That way his rook on D7 defends G7 after Rook E8. Very interesting. Yeah. Very good move, Rook DD7. Yeah, this is like the only defense. Excellent. Okay, and they probably made some moves, but I messed it up. Okay, and then this is a must-win for white. Giri's white. He must win this game or he loses the match. Following their other game. All right, B4. Changing the nature of the game. All right, Giri must win. He must. And Pomniachi played rook g3. Good, good. And the engine says, finally, black is about equal by playing rook e7. Challenging the e-file. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of b4 and takes. Good defense by Magnus. Rook here, rook here. Thanks for the gifted sub. Jim R202207 gifted a sub. Excellent. So Magnus has defended well. Pomniachi played a couple of fast moves. That's what he does. And black is okay. Not sure what the time situation is. And this game just started about 5 minutes ago. A5, knight b3, always trade. So Giri's happy. And white has more space. It's a Khan, so white's better. Magnus is getting low on time. No. 100 centidues. We need one more 100 centidues to get another train. Five and a half to 2 or Nepo. What? Is that like 25 or 6 to 4? What's going on here? 1 centidue. 100 centidues. Another train. Cy Bradbury does it again. Monorail. It glides as gently as a cloud. Is there a chance the track could bend? Not in your life, my Hindu friend. What about us brain-dead slobs? You'll be given cushy jobs. What about us brain-dead slobs? Good line. As long as you put North Haverbrook on the map, that's all I care about. All right. Ogdenville, not as much. Knight c8, bishop d2. White has more space. That's right, Nick Izimo. Sorry, Marge, the mob has spoken. Monorail. Mono, don't. You should have wrote a catchy tune like that guy. All right, knight bc6. Yeah, this is very passive for black. Very passive. Giri's play this game is better than the other time he was white in the Khan, which he also won. All right, what's going on here? He played rook e7. That is correct. Rook e7. That is correct. That's correct. Queen d5 is correct. King h8 is correct. Damn, these guys play good. Every move is the engine move. Damn. Very good. All right, now it says all moves are zeros. Queen d6, queen here, queen f3. He played bishop e5. The engine says that's okay also. Queen h5. And all zeros, everything. 5 gifted subs, Cy Bradbury. The engine says both sides have perpetual check. Queen d1, queen h5. Yeah, I mean, black's playing for a draw because white's position is so dominating. Man, it's funny. I had a vote who's going to win, and half voted Nepo, half voted Magnus, so they're going to draw probably. But whoever wins the Armageddon, that's who wins the match, I guess. Yeah. May the force be with you. Do you even know who I am? I think I do. All right. Giri's thinking forever. Good. Giri's match hasn't made a lot of sense. In game 2, he was completely lost and he won. In game 3, he was probably winning and he lost. So maybe Giri's going for a lost position. Good strategy. Hit a home run. Aye. I told him to do that. Excellent strategy, sir. Let's see. That sentence didn't make a lot of sense. 200 centidues, the scam train. Larry Burns, Hank Scorpio, Frank Grimes, Landley. I don't think Frank Grimes is a one-time character. Wasn't he dead in some other episode? Also, his son came back for revenge. Sort of a one-time character. Larry Burns, played by, what's his name? Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah. All great characters. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Grimy. I like a mailbox you can walk into. Who am I talking to? Title Tuesday. All right, so nobody's moving in this game. Everybody's talking at me, but nobody's moving. I can't hear a word they're saying. All right, Giri infiltrates. He wants more space. And what happened here? Perpetual check. Queen d6, and it'll be a draw. Good, good. Or he'll insanely play rook h3 and lose. Either way. Yeah, this king's in a bit of trouble here, so black has to perpetual before he gets checkmated. And they agreed to a draw here, or the claim to draw, I don't know. Something. The game is over. Yeah, black didn't want to get checkmated, so they agreed to a draw. Yeah, if it's white's move here, then this move just wins immediately, and then so forth. All right, so excellent. We get to see more Nepo Carlsen. More. There is no more, and there never will be. More. All right, so 2-2. Nepomniachtchi Carlsen, the best played match ever. And Armageddon will be coming up shortly. Karen and Trying to Learn, can you inform chess.com and the Slack about Armageddon's coming up? If you don't tell them, they might not put it up. More. Good, good. I'm not sure if either one's listening to me, but you know. You're bad and you should feel bad. Okay, I'll bring you to heaven, Kangaroo 55, before I put you in hell. Yeah, in about 5 minutes, we'll see Nepo Carlsen Armageddon. So we got to get that game up. They won't put it up unless you make them. All right, so they traded on c5. And Giri needs to win this game for Armageddon. Otherwise, Firouzja's through. Or I guess Giri's through. 1,807 subscribers. We're going for the record. Scam me a gift sub. All right, we got 45 seconds left. We need 5 gift subs to get to level 4. It's a bad day to have Armageddon. Lost my voice already. Blah, blah, blah. That's super interesting, but somewhat. Bad day to quit smoking is correct. Yay, with 3 seconds left, he did it. USMC 019, he kept the train going. He kept it going to level 4 with seconds on the clock. I forgot about the train. It was like 10 seconds ago. Hooray. Go, everybody. Level 3 complete. Exactamundo. All right, everybody's a sub. You're a sub, and you're a sub. Okay, so Giri's not going to move. And did they put the other game up yet? Oh, no, this is the game we're watching. That was a draw. Magnus escaped again. Somebody has to escape. Magnus chose white. Do I believe that person? That doesn't even make any sense. Why does Magnus always win the toss on his own server? Jim R. gifted a sub to Freaky Deaky Dutch. All right. Magnus wouldn't choose white. I mean, if he's black, he's not. I mean, come on. 200 Senzadoos. The Bluesmobile for a microphone. I think it was a Cadillac. I think that's what he called it. You traded in the caddy? For what? A microphone. Oh, okay. 100 Senzadoos. 100%. Hans Niemann is playing Title Tuesday or Tilted Tuesday, whichever is funnier. Bishop C3. Solid. Giri's playing as solid as he can, trying not to win the must-win game. Oh, I don't know. I probably saw the first 9 or 10 seasons, and then I've only seen bits and pieces since. I've probably seen more than that. I've probably seen the first 15 seasons. But, I mean, the last 15 seasons, I've probably watched 10% of the episodes, 20%. Terrible. All right, Title Tuesday has begun. Go Title Tuesday. Bishop e7, solid. All right. This looks like Alekhine defense, where, black's doing this, and then white pushes all of his pawns. Every opening looks like the other opening. I recommend seasons 1 through 8, Tree Shoes. Highly recommended. Sven will win Armageddon. Sven own Magnus Carlsen. God damn. Wikipedia confusing the audience. Sort of like Nakamura's name is Christopher. We're not allowed to say that. So it's Hikaru. It's definitely not Christopher. That's for sure. Definitely not. Man, that's a good Simpsons quote there. Zealot Tony, good job. Good job. Good paraphrase of The Simpsons. Hello, my name is Mr. Snrub. Yes, that'll do. And I'm from the local energy concern. Yeah, tobacco episode. That's an unusual episode. I agree. Takes about a week. Similar. Mark explaining FedEx ground. Agreed. I didn't say Naka's name was Christopher. It's Hikaru. All right. B6, etc. Bam. I mean, white's slightly better because white has more space, but Giri's not the most incisive player. Still, I'd take white. Past a pawn. Bam. Bishops are pretty reasonable, though. Knight's pretty good. Very interesting game. All 3 results possible. What? Chess.com is having me do the commentary. What do you mean? I'm the best. They're throwing those games in. All right. Here's the whatever it's called. They did it. They said that they would do it. They did it. There now. All right. Where's the thumbs up? Everything was being delayed. Gawking rabble. That's right. This is the truth hurts. In both matches, the truth hurts. Gawking rabble, that's the only way to impress women. Exactly. I was king of the soccer field. You can be king of your kitchen with this wax paper. Then he gives the money with the dollar sign in the bag and he walks away. Yay! If Paraguay doesn't win, I don't know what I'll do. All right, go Magnus So, wait, Magnus has white, and somebody said Magnus won the toss and picked white. Really? Or did Nepomniachtchi win the toss and pick black? I want confirmation. So Magnus took white. Naka said that crazy thing yesterday, and Magnus agreed? Damn. Man, Magnus totally dissed chess 24? Good. All right, that was a reasonable, train. Not too good, but reasonable. Such strong support. Level 5 complete. I didn't know level 5 was completed. Yay, 13 subs. We broke the 1,800 subs. All right, haven't started Armageddon yet. A5, that is correct. Got to push that pawn. No, money down. Very good, Nicozemo. Very good. I wanted to go straight, but the sign said no. U-turn. So go, Ben. Let's see all the ones that I have. I never get any anymore. Unlocked. Man, I have a lot of trains and other weird things. Not sure if they're trains. Some of these quote unquote trains, they don't look like trains. I don't know what's going on. Some of them look very suspicious. I mean, I have like a million things. I don't know I'm clicking on everything. All right, that's enough. Reached character limit of 500. What? Rawr. All right, I got a lot more too. All right, so Magnus won and chose white. God damn. That's something. Something. Extra minute probably helps. Why didn't he take the pawn on A5? That's a chess quest. You can't ask me that. Man, pinning himself on the bubble up. That knight is pinned. So here, and then here, and then I take it. So that's dangerous. All right, bishop D8, we continue. Rook A2, castles, rook here. I mean, the knight can't move, it's pinned. So you're going to lose the knight. So that's too dangerous. You don't want to pin your own knight to your rook. That's too risky. You got to risk it to get the biscuit, but that's going too far. So, yeah, queen b5, that was much safer. Still pinning his knight. Yeah, white's better. Okay, the other game started, I think. Thinking's not my strong suit. All right, Magnus must win. Magnus has 5 minutes. Nepomniachtchi has 4 minutes. Must win for Magnus. I think we'll just stay here. The other game will still be going on when this is over. Okay, I've played this with white. I think I've had white in this position against Seth Homa. I think so. I won a very suspicious game. Very suspicious. Ali Reza wins the championship. I don't think he can qualify for the Final Four. I don't think there's increment. I think it's just 5-4. Yeah. When it's analysis, Mark, it's a very strange board. And when it's not analysis and it's a live position, so if I go back, this isn't the live position. This is the live position. That's what they do. So, all right. So let's go back. He played queen d7, rook d8, queen c8, e5. Yeah, the engine says all these moves are very reasonable. You know, white has a tiny advantage. Not much, tiny. And Nepomniachtchi has draw odds. So there you go. Pretty good situation for black. Pretty equal position, draw odds, extra minute, playing Magnus. Pretty good position. Yep, 2-2 Carlsen Nepomniachtchi. This is the Armageddon game. Magnus is giving draw odds. He must win. And he chose white. Firouzja Giri. Firouzja's up 2-1. Giri's white. He must win. Something's got to give. Something. All right, he's not moving. What's going on here? Nobody's moving here either. All right. There ain't no air for him up there either. Rocky, you can't breathe on Mars. There's no air. All right, let's go back because they move too quickly. Queen h4. Bishop a6. Good, good. The knight's well placed here to stop knight g5, queen h7 mate. All right, the engine slightly prefers black here. Slightly, just slightly. It likes this bishop a6, trading the bishop's move. All right. Nepomniachtchi's like, if I draw, I win the match. Yay. Trade all those rooks. That is correct. All right. Well, all right, Magnus has to win this drawn endgame. That's what Magnus has been doing the last 10 years. So, takes here. All right. Can Magnus win this drawn endgame? The answer is fries. Magnus was winning drawn endgames before Nepomniachtchi was born. And Nepomniachtchi's older than Magnus. Or is he? Who's older? I don't know who's older. They're very similar in age. Very similar. Yeah. All right. Knight G1. That's the engine move, Knight G1. Setting up for the next game. Yeah, the engine says F5 check, draw agreed. He played F5 check. Good move. That makes F4 look a bit silly. Lords of Acid subscribed, finally. Now, hold on a second here. F5 check. He knows the en passant rule. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if black plays F5, I don't think white's going to win. So he played here because he has to. King D3. I mean, he wants to play King F4, but then bishop here is annoying. So he played here. I mean, white's just down a pawn now. 96. I mean, it's a draw, but I don't know how white's going to win. I mean, Nepomniachtchi's playing like perfect this game. So he's really doing well. He's doing a good job holding the draw. It actually doesn't like this move because B5 comes with check. It wants him to play knight C6 or A6. All right. B4, that is correct. I mean, trading all the pieces off and pawns off, it's hard to win. I like the way this is the same. We're the same. You and me, we're the same. We're not the same. Falling down. Okay, Magnus is still up on time since he started with a lot more time. They traded. Bishop H6. B5 check. Magnus is pressing, but the engine is not super impressed. Man, Magnus better stop trading everything off because you got to win. All right, now it says Magnus is better with that great king. Go Magnus, win that drawn endgame. Now it says Magnus has a nice advantage because of his great king. This is the right colored rook pawn. This is the wrong colored rook pawn. For those of you who follow my stream, we talk about that a lot. Now white has good winning chances. White moved his king up. All right, what's going on here? Knight D4. The engine does not like that move. It's not a fan of that move. Knight C5 is good. Knight C6 is good. Knight takes A4 is good. Now, for some reason, Bishop D4 is better than Knight takes pawn. Oh, now they're both just equal. It says every move is equal. Knight C3, Bishop A3, every move. Okay, that move is equal. Man, there's no pawns on the board. God damn. This is equal. There's no pawns. You gotta have some pawns, Magnus. All right, let's go back. Knight E3, Bishop takes, pawn takes. Gotta play King D3. Gotta play Knight C6. All right, well, this is all zeros. He's got to win this dead drawn endgame. They both have probably less than a minute now, but this is completely equal. All right, let's go back. Knight A5. He's walking his king that way. Yeah, the truth hurts. Yeah, okay, it's just a draw. See, the problem is if white ever plays b6, black takes it and plays king here. If you play king here, I play e2. So you can't win my bishop because I'm just taking all your pawns. So you have to keep your pawns on over there. And there's no winning plan here. You can't let me take this. So it's a draw. You can't do anything. Wait, the engine hates that move. Now it says it's okay. All right, well, this is a draw. This is a known draw. Let's go back a little bit. Sorry, they're going really fast. I'm trying to show you the whole game. So I'm going back sometimes. All right. And it's all zeros. You can't block the bishop. But okay, somebody might win on time. I mean, Magnus might win on time. I'm not sure if Nepo can win on time. I don't know why the game stopped. So it doesn't have a result. So, I mean, he could have lost on time. I don't know. All right, so now he's winning on the board. Magnus won. Yeah, now he's winning. Bishop C. He won the game. He won on the board. Bishop B8's like the only losing move. Wow. Knight D6. That's actually funny. The reason Bishop B8 loses is because you want to play Bishop B8 if you play Bishop B8 and he goes here, now you're in Zugzwang. That's actually pretty funny. If it's White's move here, it's a draw, but it's Black's move. Black can't move. Magnus actually won on the board. Yeah, in this position, Bishop B8 loses. If you play something like this, for example, here. Oh no, I'm sorry. Knight here is mate. You have to play Bishop C7. Oh, you have to. Okay, you have to play. Yeah, you have to stop Knight D6. So King E7 draws and Bishop C7 draws because after Knight D6 you have to play Bishop B8. So White's threatening here. Black has 3 moves against that: Bishop here, and King here. And he found the only one that lost. And the reason is Black can't move here. There's no move. But here, if he played Bishop here and then played Bishop B8, now it's White's move. And White has no move. That's actually pretty interesting. The reason is if the bishop moves away, I play knight check and knight C7. But if it's White's move, White doesn't have any good moves. Okay, with no time on his clock, he's not going to figure that out. Also, King E7 draws because you can't play Knight D6. And then after here, you go back to D8. Yeah. Oh, no, this actually loses king to D8. You have to leave your king on E7. Wow. It's funny, with your king on D8, I'm always playing knight check, knight here. But if your king's not on D8 and you play knight here, I can take it. And so if you play knight here, then I could play king D8 and stop knight C7. So it's actually like really tricky, and he had no time on his clock and he couldn't figure it out. But what I'm wondering is, like, could he have drawn much easier before this? Like, why did he play F5? F5 draws, because that ending is a draw, but you could just not play F5. There was no reason to play F5. He could have just chilled. He could have played like here and just chill. God, that's an immediate draw. Look at this. King here threatens the knight. Then that's it. The F5 check does draw the game with correct play, but King F2 is just a dead draw. Like, this is over. Like, the knight's attacked, and I take both pawns. So if he played King F2, he would have drawn. He was drawing the way he played, but this is a more difficult draw with like 1 second on your clock. So this is a draw too, but he played Bishop B8 losing. Yeah. And then, yeah. And now after knight c5, he's lost. And then he resigned because knight c7 is happening. Wow. So king f2 would have drawn right away. Instead, he got like a difficult draw, which he couldn't do. Magnus wins, as I predicted before the match. A great match by both players, except for one thing. Okay, the last time we looked, we saw this position. Giri must win this game to get to Armageddon. And the engine says he's a really slightly better. A little bit better for white. Slightly better, just slightly. Giri's trading everything, so he's happy. All right, go Giri, trade everything in the must-win game. All right, and then he can't win, so this is a dead draw now. So Firouzja's going to win 2.5, 1.5, and Magnus won the Armageddon. This is a very nice drawing trick from Firouzja. Is instead he takes on c3, and then plays bishop b4, and then it's a dead draw. Yeah, and then this is a dead draw. Magnus won this endgame with black against Ponomaryov a few years ago with black because he ended up winning this pawn. It's a draw, but it's better to have black. But all right, Firouzja's not going to try to win. So all right, so Firouzja is going to win his match 2.5, 1.5. And Magnus won in a dead drawn ending when he had to win in a must win. Unbelievable. Man, king f2. Yeah, in game one, Magnus just went nuts. Yeah. But king f2 was a complete draw. Yeah. That's right, Magnus. That's right, the world champion Ponomaryov. Yeah. He lost this structure. Black played h6, g5, moved his king up, and then he ended up winning a pawn and he won. Very famous game. Ponomaryov Carlsen. Carlsen won in like 100 moves in this rook and 4 versus rook and 4, except Carlsen played h6, g5, king g6. Okay, and they agreed to a draw here. So the day's over. Ali Reza wins 2.5, 1.5. Magnus wins. Now I'm going to get back to this position where he played f5. Now, f5 draws. It's not a blunder. But if I'm not incorrect, this just wins both pawns. So the game would have ended here. You just win both pawns. I guess he can do this and get the same position with black having a pawn here. But okay, that's not, you can't run your king and knight over here because this pawn pushes. So yeah, it's the same position except black didn't have a pawn in the game as he played f5. So practically speaking, f5 is quite a bad move because, king f2 is so drawn. And also, white's in zugzwang here. Like white can play king d3, king e4. That's it. So black could just move his bishop back and forth. And white's, I don't know why white does. F5 is like the only way to even give yourself losing chances. Even though it is a dead, he knew this was a draw, he just didn't draw it. This was a much more difficult draw than he thought because he actually had to play accurately. Yeah, so Magnus blocked the bishop. And then he got to block the bishop again, even though he shouldn't be able to. And yeah, bishop b8's the losing move. After bishop b8 knight here, it's black's move, unfortunately, for him. And he doesn't have any good move. The reason is, if he plays king e7, I go here, and you can't move your bishop to one of these squares because I play knight c7. If your king was on d8, you could move the bishop there. So he has to go here. There's no other move. But now the bishop gets trapped. In fact, everything wins. The easiest win is probably putting the king to c8 and putting the knight on b5. That seems like it just, then. Oh, I can also go here. I didn't see that. Yeah, I go knight here. Also winning. Yeah, truth hurts. Yeah, I'm gonna block your bishop. So it was a draw until he played bishop b8 in this position. That's the losing move. And king e7 draws, and bishop c7 draws. And that's the only two drawing moves. It's funny, the king's better here than here sometimes, because it stops knight d6. That's funny. But with the time situation, anything could happen. Wow. Yeah, the truth hurts. Final scores. So that's bad for Giri. He lost to Firouzja. Truth hurts. Yeah, that was a pretty bad match for Magnus. But he won. That's right. MVL has to win both of his next two matches, and Hikaru loses both of his next two matches, and then MVL comes ahead of him 11-10. Very unlikely. And Nepomniachtchi only got 1 point this match, so he's out. And I mean, there's a reasonable chance that Magnus comes in third or fourth in the prelims before they play for real. Yeah. That's right. All that matters is you win. Who's the top four? Well, we're only halfway through the round. So if Giri or Caruana win their match, if Ding or Caruana win their match in regulation, they're in first. If they both lose or they lose Armageddon, then Magnus is in first. Unless Hikaru wins his match, then he's tied with Magnus. So I don't know yet. I'll tell you after tomorrow. They play half a round every day. This is only the first half of the round. It says day one. After day two, I'll tell you all the standings. But basically, there's four guys who are going to move on. And those four guys are Magnus, Hikaru, Caruana, and Ding. The other four are like playing for fifth or whatever, something. And something. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll be back 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I'm supposed to be on Chess TV tonight at 9:30. So I'll probably start my stream at 9. That's my guess. 9 p.m. Eastern. So in the UK, 2 a.m. In Western Europe, 3 a.m. Eastern Europe, 4 a.m. And, on the West Coast, 6 p.m. All right. See you guys in 7.5 hours. Bye.